Hello, everybody, and welcome to our next episode of Star Wars 5e, where I'm DMing, and just like always, I haven't prepared anything physical, it's just all up here. So,
That's what
What could go wrong?
just wing it. Just winging it. And that's the way I like to play it. So, when last we left off our party, they had just finished giving the once over to their new station and finding out that, well, it's an old station. Most of the things are out of date or offline, but the biggest problem is their communications antenna was completely gone. Probably hit by an asteroid or debris or something along those lines.
Floating
So
text.
they went off to try and find where they can find one, and since their next protocol was literally on the other side of the galaxy, they thought they'd swing by the system of Naboo, or the planet of Naboo. Not sure what system it is in, because Star Wars is like that. But they swing by the planet Naboo to get into contact with their old patron, if you will, the one that's been funding their adventures recently. And he has a job for them. Find a planet that no longer appears in any of the galaxy maps that are available. Fortunately, though, Julemaia being the smuggler that she is, she has once come across that system, the system of Camino. And with that, that was their most of their interaction with Braytak over. However, the human in the party, Gelv Braxis, he asked Braytak if he would know anyone that could set up a tracker for people that have he has
Well,
experienced in the
yes
past.
and no. Yes
Yeah,
and no. I asked Braytek if he knew where
they were.
he could find a certain sect of Mandalorians that were very awful to my backstory.
Hmm.
And he offered to have one of his assistants help me.
Yeah.
And that's where Gelv left off.
Yes. Going into the server room with this young-ish Trandoshan that seems to be the tech person in his immediate group. However, and that is where we left off. So, question for my players. Where do we want the camera to be placed? Do we want it to be placed on Julemaia and Nalasi or Gelv?
I encourage group. I'm also taking a look at the thing that we need to throw expertise in. I encourage investigation and perception.
Mm-hmm.
If other players can look and
This
throw
is
in
I was gonna
the
say
remake of DX.
Jules and DX are Jules and Diz are both proficient in investigation as well, just FYI. Not
yeah,
perception, but investigation.
Um,
Well, Diz is
the more
proficient
we're good
in
at
perception.
finding things, the better we are at finding things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
And speaking of which, is DX11 with the party at the moment, or is he staying on the ship?
I think we actually left off with DX having a reboot sequence while we went and
Yeah.
dealt with Braytek.
And then I think were we gonna pick him up and then go?
He's on our ship.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he is on.
Oh,
He's
Jules'
rebooting
ship.
on our ship. He's
Yeah.
rebooting on the ship. Okay, I didn't know if he was rebooting on the ship or on the station.
We did the work as a group.
Yes, I remember that. Okay. Then yeah, he's with us because eventually we're going to be dealing with a droid issue, so he's going to be quite handy there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so currently on the ship, but not with the party, interacting with Raytag.
He's rebooting somewhere.
He's doing his own thing, as you say.
Standing back because he would otherwise be
He would be the standard
interesting
GMPC.
to the point to our patron may want to purchase. And
Mhm.
while Gelv has a lot of respect and understanding for what our patron can do, does not care for what our patron is.
Mm-hmm.
Jules would not sell DX to Braytag. Just hands down. Wouldn't do it. So, no worries there.
So he's pretty smooth as Master might have. But that's beside the point.
Jules is perhaps foolishly not afraid of Braytag.
Yeah. Okay, so as I said, who do we want to take off with, or start this session with? Jules and Nalasi, or Gelv?
JF is pointing at us, so I'm guessing it's Jules and Nalasi.
Yep.
Okay. It's the other way, Gelv.
So-
Other way, JF.
So we're
Okay, Mr.
I do not remember. The one thing I did not write down in my notes is the order in which we were doing all of the things.
I
Okay.
keep doing that, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah. At least it's
From
not
what
the
I
middle
remember,
finger. That would match with the beard you've got.
I remember that we sort of mapped out a route that made sense where we could hit them all in order. But I
Yep.
know that Nar Shaddaa is not first, but I don't remember what is.
Well,
Is
we're
it
on
Naboo
Naboo
or is
at
it
the
No,
moment,
Kamino?
was
and-
either
Oh, we're still
last
at
or
Naboo.
next
Yeah.
to last.
Yeah, and
We-
Naboo is where we find our comms array, right? Or no?
Yes,
Red,
that was
our
the
late
intent.
So that's
PM,
that's what
Can you throw us as players up the star map, please?
Yeah,
that would be very helpful. Thank you.
I certainly can. There we go. Yep. That work? Nope. There you go. There you go. Should
All right,
have.
cool. Yes.
Okay.
got it. So
Or shift tab Naboo. So you're over there.
yes. And I see that Nar Shaddaa and Nal Hutta is circled, so is Korriban.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to remember what we're doing in each individual place. I know that Nar Shaddaa on Nal Hutta is where we're dealing with the droid issue.
Yep.
We're on Naboo to get a new comms array for our station, which we need to do before we leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Is
We have
Tatooine
been
still circled
promised
for a
one.
reason, or is that just because we're there? Okay, we've been promised one. Gotcha. Oh, we've been promised one for going to Kamino. I got you.
Yep.
Well, then that's
Yep,
what we're doing, I guess. Where is Kamino, or where was Kamino?
Is over here. Or
Okay, right. Now,
Yeah,
now it's all
weird.
coming back to me. Okay.
so that's kind of in between Nal Hutta and Naboo, so it would make sense.
Yeah. Yes, so that's perfect. All right, so
But of course, Kamino is not on the standard galaxy map, so this
yeah,
is not
so
what the players see.
yes, correct. So
actually, this is what the players see because we're using an old map from a station that was decommissioned before Kamino was removed from the galaxy map. That's part of why we know where it is.
Actually, that's on your station, on your wrist pads, since
I
they're
imagine
updated.
We downloaded that, Matt.
Yeah.
That was part of
Well-
the whole thing. Was like we didn't want to update the station so that we still
Your
had
station has
access
that, but you're not
to
on the
map.
station. You're in the moon.
well, Jules also knows where it is because she's passed it before. So she
Yeah.
is aware of where the planet is.
Yes.
So she's actually on her wrist pad sort of scrolling through old logs.
Mm-hmm.
She remembers that she's past it, and she remembers the job that it was on, but she's trying to remember like exactly, like she's going through just like old logs and star charts to see if she can get a better pinpoint on exactly where it was, because she was kind of in a hurry when she passed it the last time. Mostly like ducked into Atmo to escape pursuit and then ducked right back out again.
Yep. And she,
Made a mental note to
Gelv
check it
is
out,
an
but
engineer, so
Yeah.
redundancy is a thing
yeah.
that he believes in very strongly.
Yep. So in that
So,
case, while Jules is going through her old logs and Gelv is off with Aksa, Braytak will notice that Julemaia is currently busy, and then he'll put his feet down off the table that he's sitting at, and just leans over the table to look at Nalasi, and he'll say, Nalasi, if I may be so bold, you look like the kind of creature that would dig up the bones of old species. Would I be correct in my assumption? Oh, that's what the less educated would be. Archaeologist is, I think, the technical term, right?
You would be right. Archaeologist is what I am.
Would you mind looking at a artifact that my group has come across before that we haven't been able to get into? I thought maybe you would have the proper tools to do such.
When you say get into it, what exactly does it look like?
From what I've been able to deduce from my own research, it seems like it may be a treasure chest of some description that is Old Republic age.
Oh. Well, that is interesting. Well, I don't mind taking a look. Not gonna promise anything, though, because sometimes that tech is a little... The older it gets, you know, the harder it is to try and open.
Okay, so I think I'll let you decide who I call to bring it in. And he just turns the screen around so you can see 4 options of who can bring it in. And if you want, you can roll for it, or you can pick a number between 1 and 4. Or I can tell you the names.
I like rolling dice. I like the chaos of it.
Okay.
I roll a d4.
Mm-hmm.
More chaos.
4.
Okay. And I'm not sure if you can see from down on the floor, or if you hop back up on the table, or what. But you see the number 4 option is got a name Ada down the bottom. And you see him press a button, and you see his posture change a little bit, and he'll just say on his communication device, Ada, would you mind bringing in that artifact that the boys got, please, for Daddy? And you hear on the other side, yeah, I can do that. And a few moments later, you see a small child that probably is barely 8 years old, looking somewhat human, but the most visual difference is that she seems to be wearing a blindfold of some description. But she doesn't seem to be blind, if you will. She's not like bumping into things. She doesn't have a blind man's walking stick or anything like that. If you want, you can make a lore check to see if you can figure out what this character is.
Sure.
She's me at night because I walk around in pitch black all the fucking time.
Okay. Well,
20.
as with a 20, you know this is an old species thought to be extinct by a lot of people. It's the species called the Miraluka. and it's a Miraluka child. So her being here is such a rarity. You never thought you'd even see one, because in this time they were all thought to be extinct. They were thought to be extinct in Old Republic days. So there being a surviving one is an amazing opportunity. And also, if Julemaia can look up from her
Drink.
wrist pad for a moment and see this girl coming in, this was the girl that you rescued in episode
I
1.
thought so.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she will sort of glance up for a second and go, "Oh, hey kid," and then go back to digging through her logs.
Yep. But you
That
see
was not
this.
her voice, though. Oh,
See this.
hey kid. There we
Yeah.
go.
You see this kid come in and put what looks like a small treasure chest that seems to have engulfed by limestone. So you can only see like the end of the treasure chest. The rest is basically limestone that's basically sealed it up so it can't be open. But you can see that someone has tried to open up the treasure chest by forceful means. So you can see that the wood has been cracked and the dual steel sidings have been bent out of shape. And you hear Braytag say, "Thank you, daughter. Now, head back to Mom and see if she can get you into contact with Mazes. I think you need a little bit more training." And the girl says, yes, thank you, Dad, and hi, Twi'lek. Because she doesn't know anything.
That's fine. Jules is still in the wristpad, and she's just like, "Go back."
And then she runs back out the back.
I hope your dad doesn't put me in jail again.
Nope. That actually wasn't your dad. That was Guy. But
Oh,
anyway,
that's right.
technically speaking, but that's another technically for today. But anyway, yes. If you want to have a closer look at it, Nalasi, or you can take it to your ship to better investigate it with the tools that you have on your ship.
She's gonna take a look at it right now. Like things that she's gonna look for, if whether or not it's booby trapped or that sort of thing. Just gonna roll for
Okay.
that.
That's investigation, as far as I know. Confirmation from other DMs.
No, I was talking somebody. Okay, I'm rolling on fire apparently today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, 22. Okay.
So things that I'm looking for are markings to tell me what kind of box it is, like a jewelry box or something like that, or if there's, just because it's made out of wood on the outside doesn't mean that it isn't made out of other materials on the inside. So maybe it's booby trapped, or maybe it's empty. I don't know. And I guess the last thing I would want to know is what era it comes from the Old Republic.
Well, as for era, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not that much of a lore nerd. But I will say that it is definitely Old Republic, well, at least the chest is. But your experience with archaeology, you can probably also tell that it is not trapped, for one, so that's a good thing. But with your experience in archaeology, the way that this limestone has covered this artifact seems a bit odd, as usually when limestone forms, it's usually in a place that hasn't been disturbed, which is why when you get to a treasure chest, it's usually just dirt around it. It's not hardened dirt. So the fact that there's limestone seemingly attached to it seems a bit odd.
Okay.
But that is the only thing that you can pretty safely deduce, because that was a natural 19, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Natural
Okay.
19, yeah. But yeah, it does look like it's an Old Republic cliche treasure chest, if you will. That's half covered in limestone that it looks like somebody has tried to forcefully open from the side or break open, but apparently someone had stopped them before they did any lasting damage. But you can still see like jimmying marks and stuff like that. But you as archaeologists know that the limestone can be chipped off, but it will take a while for it to be chipped off safely to not disturb anything.
Yeah, she would know all the different ways of removing limestone. Like there's a way to soften it, then you can just kind of tap away. Probably take her about an hour to do.
And you've got the archaeologist kit, don't you?
Technically, Earth exists Hannibal over the Alps.
Yeah.
So she looks at the box. She's still like taken aback at the being she just saw, and said, and looks up at this Trandoshan and goes, "So, seeing her, I've got a lot of questions, but I will open this up safely for you. Do you prefer me to do that here, or would you rather I do that in a place that would have more tools? Because I can do it on the ship, or I can just do it here, or if you have, I don't know, a lab."
You see him shifting his chair slightly, and he says, "No, it's fine. You can take it with you, if you can, of course, carry it with your small stature. No offense, but I would rather it. Whatever's inside the chest, you can keep it. Not my collection. I thought it may be more interest to you. Could be something quite old and, well, I'm not that tech savvy to figure out how to use it, so maybe you have more luck at figuring out how old technology works."
Maybe. I can tell you it's minimum 1,000 years old. So,
Yes, as I gathered, as I said, I did a little bit of research on myself, but as I said, I'm not an archaeologist myself.
okay. Well, I'll be glad to take a look. And how big is this treasure chest? You said this like a child brought it in. She's 8, and she wouldn't be too much bigger than Nalasi is.
Yeah. I think it would be a little bit awkward for Nalasi to carry on her own with her.
Does it
Well,
have handles or anything like that?
well, it has one like side handle that, as you can see, it's been worn a little bit. So,
Oh,
but
okay.
the other side is encased in limestone, so you could probably drag it out, or maybe even ask Julemaia, because probably yay big.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Jules
no, she can
Jules will look up.
Here, please.
I was gonna say Jules can look up and say, "Braytak, you can't tell me you don't have a hand truck."
Braytek,
Nalasi
you
is
can't
like-
tell me that you don't have half a dozen anti-grav pads that I could slap to this and take on as a cargo sled the way that you would a pallet truck.
You could say that, but you're with Axa, remember, Gelv?
Yeah, no. That's
Totally
player
different
me
room.
throwing in.
But yes,
As Nalasi was reaching into her rope to pull out like the vibro webs to tie it up and carry it that way on her back.
Yeah. If she wants to try and do that, or if Julemaia wanted to chip in and say anti-gravity.
Great hack. Let her borrow a graph sled, for the love of God. So taking, and then you just see Jules put her arm out and go, Diz, what's my password? Diz comes over, his little arms tap something, and she goes, right. Thank you.
Don't you wish you had that in real life?
And over the
God,
table,
yes.
that is a thing that Gelv would have words with Julemaia about frequently,
I'm sure.
because he knows that she does that. She auto-saves her password, and he knows how dangerous that is.
She doesn't autosave it. She can just she changes it too often and then forgets this is like this stuff. This is probably
and
like
just leaves it to that AI to handle it for her.
Yeah, it's like a year and a half old.
Really shouldn't.
Diz is trustworthy. I built him myself.
Have a cat.
Diz is her password manager.
Exactly. Right.
And he generates just random streams of passwords, so it's like
suggest strong password.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And she's just like, there. Oh, that. All right. I'm good to leave whenever you are. She's like, that's like, she said to get the one document open, scrolled through. She's like, right. Okay. No, that shouldn't be much trouble at all. Yeah, we're good.
Well, all right then. Let's get this on the ship. Do you want to hang around while I try to open this up? It could be interesting. What's inside of it? I usually don't have people to talk to when I do this.
Was that to me or to Braytag?
To you, to Julie.
Julemaia. I mean, sure. Once I set a course, Diz can handle driving.
Alright. Now we just have to wait for Gelv.
And speaking of Gelv, I think that would be a good point to turn the camera to see what Gelv and Arxa get up to. And Arxa leads Gelv to the...
I curse the unfortunate timing of my cat.
Cat wants attention.
Always. I also have a cat, but she's just sitting here.
For now.
For now.
I know have.
She'll be
have cat.
She'll be in my face.
I know have cat. I do have dog.
Say hello, Dirk.
Oh.
Well, you have the you have the white dog, then the white cat, then the white and brown cat as they go down.
I only have 3/4 of a cat, so.
But that makes them more precious.
Yeah. Is that the tribal cat that we were talking about in the last Star Wars session?
I think so.
This is her.
Yeah.
Hi, kitty.
Oh, kitty.
Pet the kitty through the camera. Pet the kitty through the camera.
I would, but she is very twitchy right now.
Silly cat.
But yes, as I said, we'll go over to Gelv's perspective, and as Arxa opens the door to the server room and gestures for Gelv to walk in, Gelv's heart would probably almost drop, because as soon as he enters the room, it looks like an absolute mess, in the fact that almost all the computers have been damaged, half destroyed. There's probably a computer with a flickering screen that seems to be the only working computer, and Arxa does the classic, sorry, after you.
Gelv's heart does not drop at all. He just kind of, oh god, because he has worked in that setting so many times. That is more often than not the state of every computer system on every ship he's ever been on. Not a one of them has been cleanly delineated and all the cables tied up and braided and cable tied and worked the
This
way
is not
they should
as in
be.
kind of like a messy area. It's more like the computers have been destroyed, kicked, punched, all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is
So this is more like Gelb just doing the classic brow
everything he
rub.
has been on, every shitty liner, every barely above breaking the void cargo carrier. This is what Gelb has been on, and this is what he has been trying to keep going on every one of his trips, and he is all too familiar with the state of broken but functioning.
Yeah. So as soon as he enters the room, it's more like just a brow rub and just yep. Here we go again.
Yeah, he's been here. He knows that making things work means poking things that don't work until they spark in funny ways.
Yeah.
You giggle, but 99% of the internet is incumbent upon a single
Unfortunately, yes.
yeah, you know that meme.
Yeah.
Share it in our Discord. It's so accurate.
Unfortunately, it is. Our internet is even underwater cables that sharks always bite that are like this thick, but the cable inside is only probably like about that thick.
Yeah, it's all insulation.
Yeah. But anyway, with that, AXA will lead you to the barely functioning screen and says, sorry about the mess. I'm not that
I've
great,
dealt
but
with worse.
yes,
You-
you wanted a tracker program, right?
Yeah, Braytech gave us this call sign, and I give Braytech the call sign that he gave me for the Black Mandalorians.
Mhm.
Just specifically this call sign, want to track. Wow, he really undervalues the abilities of people who know what the fuck they're doing in the tech sphere, doesn't he?
Uh, he's, if you get him in the right mood, he can be nice.
The right mood is the mood where you are
The right mood is the mood where he is when you are useful
propagating
to him.
yourself. Yeah, propagating yourself for your use. I got that feeling. I don't like him. I know how to talk around those people. They are awful, but they are useful. But if he sees use in you, he should see the use in you being able to do what you can do with the best of what he can offer. And he is not offering you his best. And he is not getting his money's worth out of his own investment on the hardware. Software side? Yeah, fine. Hardware side? He's fucking himself. I'll tell him that on my way out. Give you better.
You don't need to do that. I can look after myself. I have done it for years.
This is not me looking after you. This is me making sure that one of our ports of call does not spontaneously implode because of a rounding error that could have been fixed by a chipset made 40 years ago that he has not bothered to integrate.
How could you tell that just from looking? You dealt with this kind of stuff before?
I've dealt with older. It still works as long as it's properly maintained. He has not put anything into maintenance.
And you see Axa get a little bit nervous, and
This is not your fault, dear. We can still do what we came for. We can do this. I can tell him that you are seriously undercut by him skimping on the budget of your department.
and Axa will nervously say, I don't mean to assume, but it seems like you think this is the condition of this room is Braytek's fault. It's not. He's never been in this room. Only I have been.
He supplied everything that you were given to make
No.
this room, correct?
No,
Or supplied the
this
money to
this
make
room was technologically superior. It was one of the most advanced computer systems when I got here.
of its time.
Now it's
When did you
like
get here?
this.
How many years have you been under his thumb?
I think it's maybe been 4, 5. I don't know. It all comes together after a while. I mean, he was with the group that I'm not sure if you know the what's he Jago? He was nice.
I did meet Jago. Yes, I did meet him. He was a very strong man. He went away to work with his talents. But, honey, when he says that this was technologically superior 4 or 5 years ago, can I roll a tech roll to see how fucked this is? How old and how fucked?
Mm-hmm. If you want to. If you want to roll for something, yeah, roll for it. I'll give you advantage because
I have a +7, so
yeah, I'll give you advantage because of reasons. Because as you said, you've seen this situation before many a times.
I'm fighting with it. I know I have a +7. You say I have advantage?
Mm-hmm. That was a plus, yeah.
23.
Yeah.
16 plus 7.
Yeah,
23.
So, with your tech roll, you think that the systems here were recently updated, as in recently updated within the past year. But so they recently had a real big overhaul, as in they all have the hollow monitors now instead of this classic old TVs, essentially. So what was in this room was pretty well advanced for the current year. But you can see that it's not as such in disrepair or old tech. It's all pretty new tech. It's just a very damaged new tech.
So, Asuka, this is, when in working condition, good stuff. He's not giving you good stuff. He's giving you secondhand beat to shit stuff to try and mimic good stuff.
You think this is how we got here? It wasn't like this when we got here. When we only got here, like, maybe a month ago. It looked a lot better when we got here. It's just, how do I say this? I'm not that good at tech, and something doesn't work properly, it makes me a little bit angry, and, well, I start to break things. Sorry.
Hey, you can't keyboard smash in IT. It just leads to bigger problems. You gotta get a handle on that.
Yeah.
You seem like a sweet girl.
Can I get maybe an insight roll to see if Gelv can understand what she's actually getting at? Because I don't want to say this out of character, but we'll see. But
I will roll it just for funsies, but Gelb is an oblivious fuck. He has a +1 to it, which is not his worst, but
But maybe this will be his lucky day.
I mean, if he fails though, it just works with the character.
13,
14.
14.
14. I'm just rolling a 20 for everything and adding it because the
How
roll
should she-
thing has been weird for me the last few days.
Okay. Well, out of character, I'll just tell you the hidden secret of Axa is she is actually a barbarian.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. She is a barbarian, but
Honey,
her
I
subclass
I
is a
am
tech caster.
very,
So
I am
when she
That's
rages,
very,
that's how she
very
does the tech
familiar with
casting.
percussive maintenance.
Yes.
I love it.
Occasionally, you can hit a thing until it works, but that works more with mechanical things more than circuitry things. Percussive maintenance is perfectly fine. And honestly, something I wish the people I was traveling with had more of.
Percussive maintenance.
Percussive maintenance. I don't think I've heard that term before.
Hit
Well-
thing until it fixed.
That's basically what I do.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a thing.
It's a valid troubleshooting. Yeah.
That makes me feel better about myself. Thank you.
I
And
can't
you
find
see
it.
that day her heart grows two sizes that day.
You're good at a little bit of tech, Axa. I'll work with you to make this tracker, but I'm gonna try and sweet talk Braytech as much as I possibly can to convince him that his investment in you is better where you're not breaking all of his expensive electronic things. Do you think that would be good? I can put you in a place where the only person that you have over you is telling you don't hurt anybody else that isn't someone that we want here. That is potentially trying to make a place where people can find other places where they are better suited than where they are. I
You,
don't know what I need
you would do that
to.
for me? I, I, I couldn't ask you to do that.
You didn't ask, and I've done it for people with less free will than you. I will speak with Braytech about what freeing you up would cost. It may cost something that we can't part with. It may cost nothing because you're costing him, admittedly, a shitload of money. But it's worth a try to get you. I would like to roll insight, which is a +1 on
Yeah.
her, to see how tied she is to Braytech.
Okay. See if
That's a 4. I think she's fine.
so you say you can't roll on your character sheet?
I rolled a d20 and I have a +1.
Okay. But you can't roll off your character sheet or something.
I can. My roll 20 the last 3 days has been really weird and rolling the wrong things when I click on things, so I'm just gonna roll and add.
I mean, I can roll from your character sheet if you want to try.
I would rather roll my own d20 off roll 20 and then add the thing from my character sheet. I have +1
Okay.
insight.
So you still have access to it, it's just not rolling the right thing.
I have access. It's just roll 20 has been really weird for me for the last couple of weeks.
Roll
So
20 being roll
it's a
20,
4
not
insight. 4 insight. I think he can trust her. I won't say too much, but I don't particularly care for your current employer. I won't say that to his face because I realize that he is a man that could have me murdered several times over with no problem. But if we can give him a good reason to send you out from under his thumb and be productive on your own right without costing him more money, we might convince him. And let me talk with our erstwhile captain on this.
I don't want to impose, but that would be nice. But I think we should probably do what we originally came in here to do.
We can do that, and I can talk with him while we're doing that, and while we're working on it, I will because if I remember correctly, I rolled for the tracker in the last session. This session, I will encrypted message and spread some information to Jules from what I've heard in the last half hour of roleplay.
Yep. So that's encrypted message, which is basically just the equivalent of message, but it comes on the
cantrip, yeah. Wristpad, datapad. It comes in as encrypted emails, basically.
You can respond to this email.
All right.
You
Does it
can
have
mail.
a
half dozen, the last of which is Braytech's engineer? Not an engineer. We should take her if we can. Is
What
she
do we-
handy?
We've got mail.
She's not techie.
Jules sends back 3 question marks and that says, handy how?
Gelv sends back 6 and then says, gets angry and smashy. That's why Braytech is spending so much on equipment. Next message. Convince
Writes back. I was
Braytech
just
to come with us so he's not sinking millions of credits into repairing damage.
Jules will write back.
We can
Money-
use her better.
Jules writes back, money is a language Braytech understands. Hold tight. And she'll turn back from Nalasi and say, 1 second, I need to talk to the boss man.
Okay.
I'll see you on the ship. She strolls back over to Jago, or to Braytech and says, well, just had an interesting message from my engineer. Where exactly did you find Asuka?
Okay, I'm gonna make a roll for this to see how open Braytech will be. See
That's
if
fine.
Compared to how open Asuka is and how much information I'm relaying to Jules, because that will be a continuous thing as we're working on stuff.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a deception in the open. 22. So he's gonna be very closed up. Why are you asking?
Can
What
I
is my
can I throw
What
a
is my
tech
passive? Just
to
my
try
passive is
and
terrible.
counteract?
It's fine. It doesn't
Can I
matter. I
throw
can
a
talk.
tech
I can
to-
also talk to him.
Yeah.
There. I'm just trying to help.
I appreciate that. Let me talk to him first. Say, well, my engineer is in there with her now, and it seems that she's more of a fighter than a techie. So why on earth do you have her in charge of tech?
Braytech will say, she is quite skilled in the region of tech. Well, more skilled than any of us.
No offense, Braytech, but that's not saying much. You do realize that she's broken over half of your equipment, right?
No doubt. That's how she gets things to work. Always has.
And it's never occurred to you that there are people out there who could do it without breaking all of your equipment and forcing you to replace it at every opportunity?
You seem to have a problem with me using somebody that I have trust for. Even
Oh,
if they
hey.
do damage to things that you want to keep undamaged. Because they're trustworthy. I trust
Oh,
Aksa
Braytech.
like I trust
Great.
everybody in my crew.
Braytech, you misunderstand me. I have no problem with how you do business. I'm just looking out for you. It might be in your best interest to find someone you can trust who can actually do the job without breaking all of your equipment and put Aksa to better use. Maybe
And
you
what
should let
would
her
be the
come
better use in your mind?
Well, if she's a fighter, then let her fight. Maybe let her take us with her. Maybe let us take her with us on this trip. See how she does. Report back. Maybe we can even find you a techie on the way.
Now I've just got to think of what Braytech would think. I will get you to roll a persuasion if you can.
No.
Currently running risk reward analysis.
Yeah.
Not
Take away the
proficient.
sting.
Okay, hey.
Works.
Not
kind of.
bad. Not
Nice.
bad for not being proficient in persuasion. Thank you, Twilight Charm.
Oppose insight.
Nice.
Okay, so you succeeded. It was close still, but you succeeded. So give yourself a pat on the back. That Twilight charm actually worked. So
Kitty,
you're saying
how did you
that
just turn on my television?
Are you laying on the remote control? What just happened?
No, you're not. How did you turn on the TV?
what your cat wants to
You
watch
got
the TV?
ghosts.
That was
You got
weird.
Ghosts. That's all
It's
ghosts.
just cat.
I
poop.
might. It's New York. It's ghosts all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry.
Cat's turning on your TV now.
I'm
Cat's
reminded-
breaking immersion.
That I'm told that I have your dream house, and also I have like cracked tombstones keeping up.
Yes. You
propane
have my
tank
haunted
on
farmhouse,
the
and
level.
my TV turned on again. I do not know what is happening, but it's weird.
Take the batteries out of the
On-
remote.
haunted
I
farmhouse,
don't think
but
it's
I
remote.
found broken tombstones.
Yes, you told me, and I agreed that it was absolutely my dream house. I want a haunted farmhouse. So bad.
It's so
Yeah, but
nice. Like
But then you gotta deal with the
after all
skinwalkers.
the heat, it's like 70-ish upstairs. It's like 50 downstairs.
Amazing. All right, so
Okay,
I've
well, back to where we were.
convinced Braytech. Yeah, exactly.
Hey. So Braytek's saying, okay, so you're thinking of taking Axa in.
Well, I figured we take Oxa along with us, see how she does under fire, come back and let you know, and well, maybe we can find someone who can do a better job of working tech for you. At the very least, it seems you might be squandering her talents. And wasting money. Those are two things I know you hate.
Braytek will say, that is true to a certain degree. However, there is the tech problem that I will run into. So you said that your tech guy, maybe he knows somebody else nearby that couldn't get into contact with me. Would you be able
Yes.
to do that?
I'll have to talk to him and see what he says, but he may know someone, or if you want someone to vet a potential techie for you, Gelv is your guy. He really knows his stuff.
If only you would let
Braytek,
me
you
have
and I-
Gelv.
It's
gonna
roughly around here. The Gelv
Great.
walks back out of the tech closet with Axa. Or without Axa, because he leaves her behind and has the item that they made. If I remember correctly, we rolled for the item we made and all of that previously.
We'll say that we did, yeah.
Pretty sure we did. I'm pretty sure we rolled really stupid high.
You guys did, yeah.
Yeah. She's. I've met a few techs like her, and they're something else. Percussive maintenance works when you're a plumber, but not when you're an electrician. Jules, you understand
having him-
that.
Absolutely. Have Gelv having walked out right at, like, saying this right as Braytek says, if only you'd let me have Gelv. Jules looks at him, smiles, looks back and goes, hey Gelv, you want to work for Braytek?
Sir, with the most.
Okay, out of game, she's not serious. She's just throwing this
That's
at Braytek.
sarcasm.
It's very obvious that this is sarcasm, even
Out of
to
game?
someone as clueless as Gelv.
No, Gelv is not clueless out of game. Gelv realizes who and what this very dangerous person is and will respond as such in character.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know that I wasn't actually trying to pawn you off on Braytech.
Sir, as much as I appreciate my compatriots' enthusiasm towards my particular abilities, I do not think you and I would mesh together in a way that would be conducive to your particular engagements and interests. We are best suited as passing acquaintances who both better each other. I I'm not a man to stay stationary, who works upon one place for many moons. I'm a man who likes to travel, and the wanderlust it takes me, it does not matter how much or what I am paid. I must move on.
Well, there you go, Braytech. Sorry. I tried. Gelf,
Uh,
you think you could help me dig up a new tech for Braytech somewhere? Maybe someone you know? Or at the very least, would you be willing to vet any potential comers we might come across on our travels?
I would be willing to vet potential comers, and in the meantime, maybe I'd dip back into, I swear to 17 different gods, you let the angriest hamster loose inside the glassiest cage.
Working on it, Gelf. Can you help me find him a new tech?
You find a new tech, I will give my thoughts on him. Will you look for a new tech? I am more than happy to try and fix the rat's nest of broken glass and wires and OSHA violations that your tech room is, Bray Tech.
What's OSHA?
Space OSHA! It's SOSHA!
Occupational health and safety exists between dimensions and realities. Everybody needs an OSHA. If you do not unionize, you fucking should.
I wonder if that's JF coming out through Brackhouse.
Oh, I think
Well,
maybe just I'm trying to find something just for amusement value, but I can't. Where is it?
No, just that is both JF and Gelv, and I'm so glad you caught me on a night where I have to do a thing to keep my throat clear, because otherwise you would have like a 40-minute monologue on capitalism.
Oh my god. There you
We'll
go.
leave that for another.
Power to the proletariat.
Yeah,
Important information covered. OSHA 30.
yeah.
Hey, I refuse to be a forklift trainer because they wouldn't pay me enough to be an OSHA forklift trainer.
I don't want to go off the rails, but there's a video I have to send you later.
Okay. Yeah, for
That's why I was like, we're not going to go there.
refocus.
You just, yes, I know. Refocusing, bringing it back. That's why I'm not talking about it now. Anyway, so, all right, well, Braytech, if you're agreed, and obviously, of course, if Axa agrees, because I won't take anyone on my crew who doesn't want to be there. If she'd like to come with us while we check out Camino, see how she handles herself in the field, and, bring her back to you, but hopefully soon we find you a new tech on our travels. And actually, if Axa is with us, she would also be a very good gauge of whether or not somebody could be trusted, don't you think?
Brayduck will say, You do make a good point there, Julemaia. So, from what I can understand, this is going to be like, what do the humans call it? A traineeship, if you will? For Aksa?
Sure.
Out in the
Let's call
field?
it an apprenticeship. See how she does. Braytek, you and I have a mutually beneficial arrangement here. When you do well, I do well, and vice versa.
We
I want
both
to
do
make
well.
sure that you've got the best crew that you can. And I do think that her talents are being wasted. But
And
I could
Jules
be wrong,
finishes
so
that.
I'm willing to take the risk of finding out in the field.
I
Jules
think we
finishes
can
that.
probably make something work.
Gelv will say, I think a more appropriate euphemism that you are much more familiar with would be, we would like to take her on a trial by fire. If she succeeds this trial, she done well. We would be happy to welcome her into our crew, and if we would welcome her into our crew, she would be much an asset to yours. If she does not survive this trial by fire, she was always a drain on you. You just never knew it.
I really wish I had that space message cantrip right now.
I have it.
You
Well, I
have it.
mean-
I don't. She wants to say
I'm
something
really
to you.
tempted.
Well, if
If
it
she wants-
is a cantrip,
I
If-
would cantrip Jules to say, is there anything I should add to this?
or
Jules
yeah,
is going to say, "No, I had him. Shut up."
I'm helping. As in, I'm trying to give the help action.
okay.
So Jules rolls with advantage.
I already had it, but
Yeah.
forgive my engineer's assumptions. We would never dream of stealing one of your crew members without your consent. I believe what he meant to say was, if we consider her a good crewmate, you would as well. I know you already do, but I'm speaking in terms of her potential new assignment.
You see that Braytek is actively thinking, like he has the classic old finger to the chin, just pondering the solution that the party has given him, and he'll say, "Aksa is her own person, and I do not like to control the direction she will go. However, if you are willing to take her, maybe give her more experience in the field, more experience than I could give her here, I think we could make that work."
You had me at her own person. I'm happy to take her with us and see how she does. And I'm happy to help find you a new tech, someone who won't reduce your tech room to shards of glass and tangled wires. Tell me, Braytek, how-
I'll fix that before we leave either way. That
Gil,
offends my
just get in there.
sensibility.
Gail, just get in there and work on it. It's fine. Just go.
And he does.
She can. Yeah, I was like, she can see that like his fists are clenching. It's like, just go clean it up. It's fine. Just
And
Braytek, tell me, Braytek, what are your feelings on droids?
droids are as useful as mortal beings. Sometimes
consider
even
them
more
to be-
useful,
You consider them to be trustworthy?
depending on who programmed them. Yes.
Good to know. Out of game, not thinking about DX, thinking about the fact that we're going to a planet full of droids that want to be liberated soon. There's
Yep.
got to be at least one techie amongst them.
Out of game, thinking about a bunch of droids that want to be liberated, and one engineer that would be happy to program a shitload of weapons into them.
Yes, well, just program one of them to be a trustworthy and loyal techie over here, and we're good to go.
And program like 10 of them to be techies, one of them to be loyal, the rest of them can go out and be their own brigade.
Well, that's what I meant. Find one who wants a job. Great tackle pay. I mean, this will be a conversation we have later on the show, but for the time being, that is. I just didn't want anyone to be like, "Oh my god, she's gonna sell DX." No.
Yeah.
No,
So all right, Bray. Well, Braytak, I think we've come to an agreement.
And Braytak will stand up and go over it and offer his hand. Well, I think this is the standard confirmation, right?
Sure, and she'll give him like the wrist-to-wrist handshake.
And he'll shake it right back. As I said, Aksa is her own person. If she wants to go with your crew, she can go. I will not stop her. However, you think your engineer friend will need some help carrying some heavy stuff?
Possibly.
There's a soft chuckling, and then Gelv extends a hand to Braytek. Except Gelv does not extend the same full hand. He is 2 fingers forward, bottom 2 fingers curled back to his wrist, and will attempt to
Attempt to what?
Are you making a gun with your hands? I don't know what's happening right now.
It's a handshake, but it's a handshake where not only is your hand free, but you poke your fingers down inside the. It's a handshake where your 4 fingers rest on the wrist.
Oh, okay. All right. So
Yeah.
it's not the full like
Can't-
hand on wrist that I did. It's like the one in the middle.
Right,
Yeah, you
I
can't.
expect you to be exactly the man that you have presented yourself to be, which is a man who is himself with no qualms and no quarrels, and has existed as such and will continue to exist as such long beyond the influence of any small man such as myself. You are a man beyond.
Jules kind of like makes eye contact with Gelb and gives him like a little like closed eye nod of like, that was good.
And Braytek will say, actually, I'm going to have Braytek roll an insight to see if he can see if there's still that underlying.
Can I roll a thing and not say which it is?
Yep.
Between deception and.
Well, we'll see what his insight does. 17 insight, so what do you want to roll to oppose that?
I'm
Like
not going to say what I'm rolling to oppose that, but I will roll the d20 and add it, and I will tell you the result.
Okay.
It's a -1 across the board. So he reads that, well, Gelv does not particularly care for people of his stature. Gelv realizes that this is a man who is important, who could kill him without much thought, and a man who can be very useful to him and should be treated as a person who is a patron rather than a person who is a problem.
In other words, he doesn't like him, but he respects him.
With that gap between, Gil might not particularly on a personal level care for Braytek. Gil does appreciate the fact that Braytek has done a great thing by him, by giving him the ability to track the people who did him very, very wrong. Would say Gelv is. I'm trying to mentally read like how he is versus Gelv's bonds and ideals versus what he has done for Gelv. He is a net positive. He is a person who Gelv did not initially believe could be a good person, but has done a good thing and changed his mind. He has. So
He is
he reads
so at the moment. Gelv is kind of conflicted in his emotional state because he
Gelv
has
is
this
a
understanding
little
of
conflicted, but Gelv is seeing him as someone who he would initially see as a negative interaction, but has done something that is so much of a positive that has raised him to Gelv thinks he's kinda sorta okay.
Yeah.
So
and
from Gelv would be not hostile but close to friendly and treated well.
Mhm. But he's still got that kind of what do you call it? The
That
apprehension. Yeah.
hesitance is there, but much mitigated.
Yeah. The wall isn't completely down, but he has chipped a few holes in it.
Braytek would feel that Gelb has a very strong inclination to work with him over anyone similar to him.
Hmm.
Like, this is a shitty dude, but just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
Hmm. And
Braytek gets the latter.
yeah, and Braytak will see that apprehension, but he'll, after shaking her hand, he will clasp that one hand with two hands, and he'll just lean in close and just say, I can see that you don't fully trust me. However, I just wanted to say that money, power, really means nothing to me. It just allows me to get what I want. But other than that, I'm still just a family man. And then he'll let go of Gelv's hand.
Gelb will keep him close for a long moment there.
Mm-hmm.
Money and power mean nothing to me either. What you gave me a chance to get back at those who hurt my family. As a family man, I think you can appreciate how much more that means to me. To any money or ship or weapon you could give any single person. You gave me a chance at revenge for a planet.
If I could give somebody
Now,
just a simple chance, that's all I want.
I may not have a taste for your methods and your particular inclinations, but I can respect and understand how you came by them and how you use them. And I thank you as much as I curse those like you that are nowhere near as family oriented.
You're one of the good ones, Gelf. I just wish I had more of your kind around. But in my position, there are far and few between. If you can find more like yourself, show them to me. And maybe I become more of the person you think I should be.
Give you a force for good and you will become a force for good. Give you a force for evil and you will become a force for evil. You are a force in and of yourself, Braytek, and you will ever be, no matter who leans on you and what you lean toward. will always bend towards your own particular brand of justice.
That we do. But sometimes you bend, sometimes you break.
You are no oak, you are the bending willow. You will bend and kneel and do whatever it takes, but you will always come back up and outflourish those who would have tried to overshadow you in prior your years. You have a particular bend and hue that has not been seen since the hue of the longbows of the English. And I can cite that in canon because Earth is now a canon world.
During this entire thing, Jules just looking back and forth into them, and she's like, well, Gelf, go clean up that room as quickly as you can. Payback, good seeing you again. Don't let anyone make you put on pants. Nalasi, you want a hand with that? Let's get back on the ship and get ready to go. Gelv, I want you back as quickly as possible and bring our new friend with you. All right, everybody.
Mhm.
It's been real. Not real. It's a terrible phrase, but it's been great. But I gotta go.
And Gelb will go back in and start working, and player will take 5-ish because
Well, I was thinking we'll all go for our 5-7 minute break.
All right, sounds good.
if we're all going, give me like 10 because 7 is good. I can.
Well, I mean, we can do
The
10
dog's gotta go.
if we could probably do 10
go.
because it's still pretty early, but we can do 10.
Yeah,
If that
I'll
would be
say
easier for
7,
you.
but we'll probably be 10 anyways.
Oh, go 10, make it nice and even.
All right, sounds good.
Give everyone a chance to have a snack or walk the dogs or let the cats
Pet the
out,
cat.
get the cats in, let the cats do what the cats do, whatevs. Right,
Probably feed mine so they don't yell at me. All right, go for 10.
give 10. And we're back. And I think we're back when I think everybody has had all the conversation that they can have with Braytax.
Yes,
And
good.
yeah, so Gelv will be in the server room helping out clean up everything, but never got that answer. Did you want some hand carrying some heavy stuff?
I told. Oh, I don't know if there's anything we need to carry. I don't know what else we need to carry.
Yeah, but this was
Other
to
than the
Gelv
task.
move some heavy stuff out of
Oh,
the
yeah.
server room. That's what Braytac was offering.
No, I don't need help with that. Either Eskin can help with that, or I will construct droid with a.
With some strength.
A lifto droid?
There you
Battle
go.
droid, I think.
Okay. A forklift droid.
Yeah. plus 4 strength droid. I can expend the 2 tech points to apparate a droid.
Yeah, fortunately your at-will spells don't cost tech points. Fortunately.
That one does cost tech points.
Yeah.
It's a level 2.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, what should I roll to clean up? What's the cleanup roll?
Probably he's cleaning. I would say technology because he's cleaning up a server room.
Why not? We'll roll for it. See how well he can clean up with technology. Give him advantage because Axa's in there with him.
I have that. Yeah, I have help.
Mhm.
So I'm going to roll a 20 and add 7
Mhm.
twice.
Nice.
Okay. So that's 16 plus 7?
23. 23.
Nice.
Okay.
It is all finely braided and wire-tied cables in very specific orders. I might not have cleaned up the screens, but everything's set up to plug and play so that you can take a busted screen out, put a fresh one in, and plug everything in, and it will run perfectly.
Mm-hmm. So it's all cleaned up, but not quite repaired, we'll say.
While they're doing that, Jules will head onto
I
the
have a
ship with.
list of broken
sorry.
stuff.
While they're doing that, Jules will head onto the ship with Nalasi, who had asked for her company while she started work at least on getting this chest open. So I'm gonna go hang out with Nalasi in. I think there's a workshop or a workroom on the ship, something like that. I don't remember. It's not on the ship map.
I'll put you on the ship map just so you can see where you are. Where are we?
Cool.
There we go. Put you on the ship map.
Boom. All right, me. Oh, we gotta move. Ah, map is going everywhere. Come on. Try and remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
hey,
see if we
Mascar.
can.
You supposed to be here?
No, he's not. So I'm going to chuck him on the DM
That
now.
was like a
Because why not?
storeroom. This
Let's
room
see.
doesn't. Oh, there we go. Nope, that's like a cantina. Okay.
Dun, 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 dun,
Ah!
dun.
Why does my token does not want to move around on this map? World 20 is lagging like crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that's that much of a workbench, except for in like
Yeah,
the.
I was trying to get like
assistant room.
down here, but my token I'm
It's stuck in a wall. Yeah.
I might be able to get out. Hold on.
Could you ping it?
Oh, there we go. Now I
Yeah.
can't get through the door. Is that not a door? Is that a window?
That's
It
a
is. It's just a
window.
window. I just want to be in here. Just put me in here.
There you go.
There we go.
Do you want
I
me to
feel
put
like
you
this
in
is-
there as well, Nalasi and Gelv?
I feel like that's where we'd be doing work, Nalasi.
Okay.
Well, Gelv is with Braytag, and Nalasi and I are back on the
Not
ship.
quite yet, no.
Yeah, this is what we're doing while he's cleaning.
I think it's
And,
because angled doors are weird to try to go
Yeah,
through. Like
angled
my-
doors are
Yeah,
really great.
probably.
Yeah, it's not letting me phase through it.
There you go.
'Cause that door's open, right?
That's
That's
not a door,
not
that's
that.
a window.
I just figured out that's a window. I did the same thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never
door's
mind.
down here.
Yeah, we both got stuck. But I assumed that this is where we. Oh, there's the door. I figured we'd be in here.
Yep.
And while Nalasi is working on the tool chest, Jules has her Astrotech implements out and is making a tiny little like toy version of Diz.
Like those
A mini
like
Diz.
those little
Mhm.
like those little drones that you can control with your hand.
It's like at this point, like it's not as smart as Diz. It's not really a droid. It's just like it's a toy. Like
Beta
it'll
disc.
just like it'll like bop around and float and make beep boop noises. It's like a space Furby.
Oh, okay. Those are horrifying, by the way.
I still have mine somewhere. I need to get it out to terrify Matt with. I can't figure out where I packed it, but it's somewhere in this house. Somewhere in
When
this
you
apartment, I
unpack
still
it,
have my
you
Furby.
need- I have instructions for when you unpack it,
Oh,
and
dear.
they're
Oh god.
terrifying and involve all the sensors in different jars so you can fuck with the Furby.
Oh no.
I don't know. I kind of like how weird it is by itself. It's already weird enough.
Well,
You
I
don't
can
understand,
show
like,
you
I
a
It's
video.
worse when it's jar Furby and you can
I
poke all
I
the
real-
sensors
I
whenever you
realized no, because mine's a cow Furby. He's black and white. He's really cute. I'm not taking his skin off. No way. This was back
This
at the
sounds
height of when they
horrifying.
were. This is back at the height of when they were super popular, and my ex-boyfriend may have been a sociopath, but he did get me a Furby. So
Side note,
I guess
may
that's.
have been a sociopath that got me thinking that
I really
occasionally
wanted
records
one.
my words in the middle of the night.
Really wanted one. Okay. Anyway, we're off topic again. I am
Yeah.
making a space. I am making a space Furby, and Nalasi is working on the chest, but she wanted company, so here I am.
Okay, so
Gelb is fixing the wiring and taking stock of all the damaged monitors
Yeah.
and making a list for Braytech to replace, and will be so until we leave, but has a few parting words for Braytech when we go out.
Just like Santa Claus.
Mhm.
So,
I'll just bring you down. I'm gonna bring Gelv down to the engine bay, and I'll bring on
hmm,
Aksa because you're gonna be bringing her with you.
But they're not there yet. They're still
No.
fixing ship on Protect ship.
There we go. Okay, so we need a roll from Nalasi. See how much she can get through.
Yep.
She does have archaeologist tools in her. I think.
yeah, they call them surveyor's implements.
Yep.
Just
So
the tools that they give you.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure
So-
I just rolled that.
yes, but it'll ask what attribute.
Yeah.
Skill.
With the right tool for the job, you should get either +2 or advantage, depending. If you have help action, you should get advantage and +2.
Well, isn't that a skill like like dexterity or?
Yeah, it's a base
Yeah.
skill. An attribute
Yeah,
rather.
It is a base attribute. I'm trying to remember which one it is. I think
It's probably Dex.
Yeah, we'll
It's either
we'll
Dex
go
or
with
int.
Dex.
It might be int actually.
Whichever one's higher, int or Dex.
Oh, Dex for sure.
Or Wiz.
Got an 18.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that was not a
14.
good roll.
Can we
Well,
give her the
it might-
+2 for having the right tools for the job?
Wouldn't that have been
+2
included?
stance bonus on tools is not a thing that's usually included, but is DM granted.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's using the right tools, she might get it.
Yeah, I don't think. Does he have right tools for jobs? Because you have access to his character sheet. So,
Um,
'cause I don't think he does, because that's artificer thing, isn't it? He's not an
No,
artificer.
she has the right tools for the job. She
Yeah.
has the right tools for archaeology or
Yeah, but
That
that's
kind
it. Right tools for the
Yeah,
job is an
that's-
actual class trait.
Yeah.
oh, it is in Star Wars.
It's a class trait.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Surveyor's instruments
not
is the right tool.
Base
So,
5e.
so that's still just a 14 because he has proficiency in surveyor's instruments.
yeah.
So
So I
I'm gonna roll
gather.
with my. I'm gonna
Go
roll
ahead.
with my astrotext just to see how good my little toy is.
Yeah.
Nice.
nice.
Ooh, it's a very
Pretty
good toy.
But when you think about it, that's
Uh,
that's a natural 13.
Yeah, I rolled 13. It's because I'm just really good with my astrotext.
You're just really good with
But,
computers.
As we're both working together, Jules is kind of looking at Nalasi because she's just like, you. She's not gonna say it, but she's thinking like, you asked for company and you're not talking to me. This is weird. So she's gonna
Well-
keep like oddly looking over at Nalasi and then looking back at what she's doing. Like, I don't understand why we're doing this in the same room.
I figured, because I'm rolling to get started,
Mm-hmm.
but we haven't
Mhm.
actually
Done
gotten
it yet.
any roleplay yet.
That's true.
and-
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's
So,
fair.
so this is the roll to get started, and then the roleplay comes
Mm.
after. Yeah.
I thought this was like, you were like, let's see how far you get, and I'm like, oh, it's over already. Okay, that was fast.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is probably going to take
Okay,
a
I
while.
got you.
It's just to see how long it would actually take, and it's probably going
Yeah.
to be an hour.
At the current rate, Nalasi, you do the few soil tests or core tests or whatever you want to call it, and you realize that this limestone is actually quite hard. And if you were to chip away with it just with the tools that you've got, it will probably take a considerable amount of while. So it'd probably be a good thing to do just on and off during hyperspace when you're pretty much not doing anything else. Just chip away at it constantly.
And Nalasi will look over at at Julemaia, and so Braytech just kind of gave me this. Should I be concerned?
No, I don't think so. He wants you to open it, and I'm sure he'll compensate you for your trouble.
He said to open it. He didn't want whatever was inside. That's what worries me.
No, I'm sure he does actually want what's inside, or at least wants to know what it is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would highly recommend, despite what he may or may not have said out loud, that once you discover what's inside, you tell him. And then let him decide what he wants to do with it, because otherwise he would probably construe it as theft, and that would not end well for either of us. You being
no,
part of
that's
my crew.
true. Okay.
Character, throw in how long in this that you guys think Gelv would wander in on.
Yeah, sure. I have an idea of when to bring Gelf back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Gelv player has ideas on limestone, but
Well, I don't think we're gonna finish this today, so
No.
he'll have a chance to this. I think this
Oh,
object out of game. This object is out of game. This object is coming with us. Either way.
yeah, for a bit. We might crack it
So-
up quicker, but
But yes, that's so yes. Braytech is a man of, well, Braytech I think just sort of assumes everyone is on the same wavelength. So he gave that to you because he wanted your
Oh.
help getting it open, because he wants to know what's inside, not because he just gave it to you. He delegated. It's not a gift.
Okay.
That being
Okay.
said, if he determines what's inside is of no use to him and it is of use to you, he may well decide to give it to you. It's entirely possible. He's a practical man. But I can say that all of my dealings with him have been completely forthright and fair. I have no reason to distrust him, Imperial or not. It's probably the Imperial I trust most of any of them. And that's saying something.
How long have you known him for?
Oh, not long. But, Jaga, you remember Jaga,
Yeah.
my old crewmate? He used to run with Braytech years ago. And if Jago will vouch for someone, well then, that person is to be trusted. We got
Awfully
off to a rock.
chaotic.
We got off to a rocky start, but you know, everybody in this galaxy does what they have to do to survive, right?
True. I wasn't always an archaeologist.
I've
But
pretty
it's
much
something
always
that
been a
fascinated
smuggler.
me. We all have our
became a
calling.
I became a smuggler because it was the only way to get out of where I was. I started and I never stopped.
Yeah, the galaxy can be very depressing. Not everybody gets a choice. Sometimes you have to do.
I mean, you're talking to the child of a slave, but here I am, captain of my own ship. I have
And a
crew,
space station.
I have work, and a space station. Humble beginnings. Here I am.
And I-
and, well, I have my freedom. I go where I want, and that's really all I ever wanted in this life.
Speaking of the space station, I think I know of something that's going to help power it. You remember that job that I had been offered? That I brought to you a while
Yes.
back? I think that
Refresh
has
my
something to do
memory.
with it. Out of character grabbing that sheet really quick.
Because
Yeah,
I
you've
remember
got the
the
handout.
Jules totally blew you off, and thus I'm like, I don't remember. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, sort of. What was that all about again?
If you want, I can give access to the message to Julemaia as well. If Nalasi wants to
Did I also
directly
get a
show the
message?
message.
Oh yeah. Oh, meaning give you
Yeah.
the message that she got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can just, because I do have
If I
a
remember
wristpad,
correctly, it's a
send it to you.
message sending us to Nar Shaddaa.
No, that's the one that
Uh,
that you and I got. Gelv. She got something different.
I think she got something aiming her to Nar Shaddaa too.
Yeah, you and Gelv and Jules was both called to Nar Shaddaa to help out the droids, while Nalasi was called to Korriban.
There you go.
Yeah.
I thought she got a Nar Shaddaa on the weapon
Oh.
she's looking for.
Yeah, that's probably where she would find it.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
not the job. That's not the job
Yeah.
she's talking about. The conversation that we had,
Mhm.
where she brought a job to me and I blew her off. I
Yeah,
would like a
because-
refresher now.
So, like in game, she pulls up her wristpad and then sends you.
Right,
Copy
is
the
that
message.
DX?
Okay, so I'll send you. I'll show the. I'll put it in Jules's.
Or just give it to me as there you go. Yeah,
There you go.
access. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can probably read it.
Nalasi. Okay. Yeah, I'll read that. In character, Jules is reading the message.
Out of character. None of us are hearing Jules reading the message.
Yeah, that's right. Because
No, you're not. That's why I'm reading it. I'm not reading it out loud.
Can we take this moment to have Gelv wander in?
If you want to have Gelv wander in at this moment, yes.
I would, yeah. And Gelv would wander up to the casket that everyone is peering at.
So that's probably in the.
Right around where he is now, I think.
Mhm.
Jules stops about halfway through the reply
Mm-hmm.
to say, well, your friend certainly seems jaded. I'm not going to sell you, Nalasi.
If you sold the person, Jules, you and I'd have issues, but
You're
I
still
know
not there,
you-
Gelv.
Oh, I thought this was me wandering in while you were.
While you're reading.
Okay.
So so probably Jules goes up. You're not here, Gelv. Oh wait, you are.
No, never mind. I was reading, so I didn't know he came back. I was going to go get him when I did what I intended to do with the toy, but whatever.
Yeah.
That's if you were gonna sell a person, Gelb, or if you were gonna sell a person, Jules, I would not have signed up with you.
Gelv, I'm not selling any. Nalasi. I'm not sure who your friend is, but what I'm reading in this message doesn't tell me anything about powering a space station. This is talking about siphoning the Force.
From what I remember about Kyber crystals, if you use the right kind, that's kind of what they do. It's sort of how they amplify power.
Well, they amplify the Force, from what I understand, not the mechanics of a space station.
Do you remember? You remember the Death Star?
Who doesn't?
That's how they powered the lasers.
Can I lore or tech to know what kyber crystals are? Since I'm not a Force user.
Not as a Force user.
I'm not a Force user either. That's why she's looking at Nalasi like, all I know about kyber crystals is that they channel the Force. Like, Jules knows that lightsabers exist, but they channel the Force.
Yeah, I would say it's probably a lore role rather than a tech role because
Okay.
it's not really tech, it's how it's imbued in tech. So if you did roll a tech, it would be a disadvantage.
I will roll lore because I have lore and tech at the same, so that's a total of 10. So
And-
no fucking idea.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this limestone.
I'm
box
curious.
and going,
I'm gonna roll a lore just to see if I can glean anything more out of what you're saying. 19. Okay, all right. The dice are making up for last night, apparently,
Apparently, yeah.
because they fucked me on Cthulhu last night. So
Yeah.
Caught some of that, yeah.
With 19, you barely know that they can be used to power lightsabers, as you said, but
yeah,
you also know that they do come in different colors, but that's basically all you know about
Yeah.
kyber crystals. So
which goes with exactly what Jules was saying. Is like, I don't see how that could be used to power a space station. I don't
They're-
want to man a Death Star.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they didn't have when the Death Star exploded. The explosion that came out of that was much bigger than it should have been for what the power source was. That reactor wasn't technically big enough. I've been studying this for so long. They used it to amplify the power that was being produced by the station's reactors.
Are you telling me that you are capable of powering that station off a kyber crystal without blowing it up?
I mean, it's how the Empire did quite a lot of things.
That's not the question I asked.
I know.
I don't want you to blow up my station, Nalasi.
I'm not going to. I'm just. If this is what I think it is, it's already built to. I think it's a generator amplifier, is what they're having me go after. The Sith use them a lot. My contact. Out of game, do I have a name for this person?
No.
Or
well, out of a game, I haven't made one, but if you want to make up one, make up one.
I'll make up one later.
Quietly pipes up.
Yeah, but if when I think probably Gelv hears energy amplifier, then maybe you can do a tech roll to see if kyber crystals can be used that way.
Not even on the kyber thing. Gelv is looking at the big limestone casket, and Gelv is having a moment of.
I will have Diz make a tech roll.
I can open this
on that, if that's okay.
I can. Have y'all ever heard that myth of Hannibal over the Alps?
Oh my god. Alright. Diz is about to drop some info on me in a second. No, Diz was rolling a tech roll when Red said you could roll a tech roll on energy amplifiers. Diz just rolled a nat 20 on his tech.
Give me some time, and Gelv pulls out that little long distributor blaster, almost. His Orkin gun. And he, dials at it a little bit.
So Jules is about to stop Gelv to be like, what the hell are you doing not on my ship? And as she's doing that, Diz just starts going,
I am going to, in the most gentle
and Jules
manner,
Jules is no longer listening to you because now she's listening to
the acclamation of I can, with a little bit of a very basic acid, wash off layers of limestone. I can
we were on the same wavelength on that one.
Gently use a mild acid that would not so much as turn skin if you sank your arm into it for a half hour to melt away this stone.
Have at it. It is unusually thick.
Gelv will dial to his acid on his distributor and fiddle with it for a few minutes to make it much, much weaker and milder than the can deal 2d6 damage
Mm-hmm.
to make it basically vinegar level, if a little bit stronger, and just start gently misting it and then wiping off with like a rag to see how much comes off on each layer and adjusting with how much is coming off.
Like like you're doing it in a conservative way. Like you're doing a little bit, okay, and not
I'm
enough, a little bit more.
starting very gentle to see how much it takes for the top layers to melt.
Mhm.
Once I figure out how much it takes for the surface layer to wipe off, I keep it a little under what it takes for a layer to melt, and I just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and the Karate Kid wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Until I start to see what's underneath.
Well, as I said, there's quite a bit of limestone, so it'll probably take you a while, even with the logoing of the acid going through.
Hinges.
Yeah.
So as he's doing that, what does Diz tell me with his tech roll about
But
power
with
amplifiers?
Diz's tech roll, he understands that somebody that's
There's
in your ship has
Probably some old repurposed circuits in there, a little bit of remnant info.
Well, he's quite observant, and he has found out that DX11 has much more abilities than a regular droid has. For one, and the crystal that is in his chest is apparently giving him those abilities. That he surmises that a crystal that probably is even bigger could be actually used to amplify electronic components in a very similar way to overcharge them, give them more capacity.
So Diz,
yeah, basically, that's a kind of roundabout way.
Diz
Sorry?
rattles all this shit off, and then Joseph's like, "Oh, so what you're saying is, well, DX's crystal gives him force powers, but does it also just give him power? It's what he runs on." She gets on on ship comms, like it's a button. She's like, "DX, do me a favor, come down to the engine room." I think that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Come down to where we're playing with a big rock.
And
real quick, Red, before that happens, am I supposed to be seeing DX's vision and all of that, or
you probably see him because you have access to his character sheet.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that would be why.
Yeah. So I'll just bring DX over. Yeah. Actually, that's old DX. I'll bring new DX on the screen.
Yay, new DX. I don't even remember why I have Diz rotated, but I'm keeping him that way because it amuses me.
I think stuff was going on in here.
Yeah, it was from our. It was.
And
No, it was from our last combat. I rotated him, but I don't remember why. All right.
well, no, I mean, I think stuff was happening in this room. This is where we were doing stuff rather than in the arse end.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As DX, I should have said DX. Can I ask you a few questions about that crystal in your chest?
DX will look down and. I suppose you can. No, that's not. That's not his new voice. I suppose you
that's
can.
right. He has a new voice.
Yeah.
Well,
His voice is a lot more smoother,
yeah.
and not as stuttered because he's changed class. He was stuttered because he was a scholar, and everyone's so unintelligent compared to him. It's like I have to speak slowly so people can understand.
I know, I love it. Ridiculous. So she'll look at it. mentally processing that this is so much better. Says, well, that crystal in your chest, that's what gives you force abilities, yes?
Among other things, yes.
Well, is that also your power source?
Well, to install it, my previous master had removed my battery.
So it is your power source.
Yes.
So if we were to find a significantly larger kyber crystal, do you think we could use it to power our space station? That
I
is what
don't see
Nalasi
why not.
believes. Well, that is a use for kyber, of which I was previously unaware. All right, Nalasi. You get your wish. Add it to the list. I'm pretty sure
right.
that it's Kaiban, right? Is the planet?
Korriban.
Korriban.
It's Korriban. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Um,
Korriban is going to be at the end of our journey because
It's the polar
yeah.
opposite of where we are.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And
Both yes.
also, as they say, Korriban, Gelv, you know with your tracker that the Death Watch Mandalorians are up near that area of the galaxy. So if you were to go to Korriban, you'll be getting pretty close to them.
Oh my god, it's like
So,
3 birds
yeah.
with 1 crystal.
Well,
I had
Korriban
asked
is
for a couple of moments with Braytech before we disembarked and came on
we're
here.
go
I think that
I'm
is
still going
where
back onto the station to talk to Braytech too.
Yeah, you're still
Yeah,
in the
no.
hangar bay at the moment.
There's
so
a
yeah.
whole lot of back and forth happening right now.
Gelv exiting the station is going to be to Braytech. You know, you are not so much unlike myself, though you and I have taken very different paths and very different reasons. We both have a sense of vengeance against those who wronged us and our families. I thank you for being a man of conviction rather than a man of wealth. Had you been the latter, I would have been rather more unhappy and unwilling to work with you. Were you not a man of conviction, I would have had issues. You are a man of conviction over wealth. Wealth is a byproduct, a tool to come to where you are. Braytech, you are the man you would be because of your upbringing, not because of any wealth or power, but because of what formed you. You and I are not so different. I hope you can see a better hand the way that I try to. We can both hold vengeance in our hearts and hold cold steel for those who did us wrong. But we do both have a tendency to try and do good to those who, well, are and would being good given the chance. And I thank you for your time and your patience and your willingness to deal with one such as I, knowing that any person coming into your presence could be a dangerous one. You are a better man than you give yourself credit for, and a better man than most of those who view you as would view you. You are a better man than I. You give others a chance to be better than they are, and I thank you for that. And with that, I exit the station onto the ship, and I do not say anything else to Braytech.
Okay.
Trying to remember where I was now. Shit.
Increase Braytag's ego. That's will be no problem.
Now I'm like, shit, I had a place I was going,
Increases
and now
ego,
I'm trying to remember what it
maybe
was.
make him a little more light side.
What was I saying right before that happened? Because now I was going somewhere and I've completely lost it.
No idea. We got Mark Twained
I
by.
apologize.
We totally got Mark
apologize.
Twain. Thank
Um,
you for that analogy. That's great.
Well, I know that Julemaia was.
I
you
was
did
telling
say-
Nalasi that she got her wish. Oh,
Big
all
long
right. So
thing,
it's like,
big kyber crystal could powers pay.
but no, that's what I was like. I was like, well, and now I've already forgotten the name of the planet too. God damn it.
Corbin.
Corbin.
I keep wanting to say Kaibon, and I know it's wrong. Korriban. It's like, well, Nalasi, it seems you've gotten your wish. It looks like we're going to go to Korriban after all, but we still need to finish up with Camino and Nar Shaddaa first, so add it to the list.
That's fine. I imagine it's not going to be easy to get to, and I also imagine, depending on what's still there might be a lot of enemies. Or people that don't want us to be there.
Well, that's something we're going to have to discuss in more detail, but considering that we've got a few other places to visit first, I think that debrief can wait. Hey, Diz. She looks over at Dizzy, and she chucks the little mini Diz toy up in the air, and it starts like flipping around and making beep, boop, 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 boop noises. And she says, "Take that and give it to Braytag. Tell him it's for the kid." And Diz kind of looks at it like, if you can imagine a tracker droid showing disdain, that's exactly what you see from Diz. He's looking at it like, are you fucking kidding? But he just kind of like snatches it up. Like, it's like, boop, 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 boop. He's just like, shut up, child. And flies out the door and takes it to Braytech and delivers the message as Jules. I'm not going to try and move on this map because it hates me. Jules heads up to the bridge to prepare for departure for the coordinates that she has in her logs, because essentially she was on a smuggling run. She was under pursuit. She changed course and wound up on the outskirts of it, like wound up right outside this planet that she didn't even know was going to be there. It was fucking luck that she didn't just jump directly into it.
Yeah.
But fearing pursuit, she ducked down into Atmo and hid in the atmosphere for probably like a day or so, just to make sure no one was pursuing. Didn't bother landing on the planet because she didn't know it was down there, but from hovering in atmosphere, took a look down and kind of went, this place looks interesting. Maybe saw like a few ruined platforms sticking up out of the water, noted that she didn't see any transit to or from, and didn't, like, nobody came to say, hey, what the hell are you doing in our atmosphere? Like, nobody bothered her. So sort of like stuck a little, like, I would say it was a mental note, but it wasn't because she stuck it in her log, so she didn't have to remember it. Like, wrote a note in her log, like, these are the coordinates. Go check this place out. Might be some good shit here. And then just promptly forgot about it when the next job rolled up. So it wasn't until Braytag brought it up that her brain said, oh, hey, yeah, no, you've been there. As soon as he described it, she's like, you have absolutely seen that planet. Gotta go find that log that is buried 6 passwords ago. Hey, Diz, get over here and unlock it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Archive.
So she is
archive notes and
archive notes. So she's up there. She's up on the bridge, setting coordinates for what she marked, which are hopefully still correct, as coordinates for Camino, and preparing for takeoff.
yeah. And anyone else want to do anything before takeoff?
I have like 8 things I want to do, but I'm very satisfied by everything going. Y'all just got Mark Twain, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, and Braytac will take the toy for his daughter, which is
Which daughter?
obviously an adopted daughter. Obviously. If it wasn't clearly obvious that...
I mean, figure that part out when I rescued her ass.
The one thing Gelv will do is Gelv will work on a acidic solution that will work through limestone in a way that is we can get to it before we get to our next thing. Like, he will increase the acidity with each wash until it feels like it's eating away at a layer that Nalasi, as an archaeologist, would do as a like brushing thing. Like, you can wash this off each layer.
Okay. So,
And Jules will send a message to Braytech as they depart, saying, well, first she will welcome Axa aboard and show her, I guess, I'm trying to, let me look at the map real quick.
She gets shown to Gelv.
Oh, there's plenty of quarters. There's plenty of spaces.
Yeah.
She's gonna show her to her quarters.
Gelv shows her to his quarters and then takes an
Creeper.
Dude. Like, Gelv has a corner station quarters.
Well, no, there are.
Gelv will go up and take in the upper right.
yeah,
a
I
bed.
think this is Gal's here somewhere.
I mean, there are
Like,
rooms.
originally, I was up here.
You don't have to give a room up. There are rooms.
Yeah, no,
we've got 6
will
rooms and only 4 people, or 3 people
I will
now.
keep an equipped room for someone who is techie and go back to my original before I explored the ship. The thing that still has the
What
dent
What is
from
that buzzy noise?
fucking.
There you go.
I'll go back to the room that still has the dent from Jago backing my fucking speeder bike up into it.
Okay. But yeah, after welcoming Axa aboard the ship and having witnessed Jago with his acid wash or whatever fucking power wash.
Jago.
Gal.
Not Jago. Sorry, Gelv. Sorry. I miss Jago. Will send shoot off a quick message to Braytech saying, prep for departure. Axe's settled in, and well, it seems that my engineer's taken an interest in your little project, so between him and Nalasi, I think it'll be settled before we get back. I'll shoot you a message if we find out what's inside. See you when I see you. And that's the end of the message.
Okay.
After we hit speed, Jules gets an encrypted message from Gelv. The message basically reads, "We need to make it look like Axa died or disappeared."
Jules is going to send back 3 question marks. What the fuck are you talking about? Line break. 3 more question marks. And then over the comms, you'll just hear, Gelv, will you come see me in my quarters? I need to ask you about something technical.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pretty sure Galv can figure out where...
Yeah.
You stuck in walls again?
Yeah, stuck in walls again.
I haven't even tried to move myself. I don't know where my token is. Just throw me in my quarters, please.
Okay, I'll throw you both in quarters.
I'm right here.
I was actually going to say throw Gelv back in here.
Oh, there I am. Now I see me. Okay.
There you go.
Maybe
Yeah,
oh, there we go.
ma'am.
Yay! All right.
Don't land my cube, because encrypted message to Jules. I don't trust Braytech to not have recording devices on this ship.
Jules responds, he doesn't. We cleaned it. Just get in here.
Alright, man. So, Braytech is a whole individual. I can't
Yeah,
say
so?
I entirely disapprove him, but Axa is a person that I think would serve well upon that station that neither she nor most of the rest of the universe knows about.
I'm sorry, Gelv, were you not there for the conversation when Braytech said that Axa is her own person and she can go where she wishes? If Axa wants to come with us, she can.
She's coming with us for what we're doing. If we give her
Yes.
an option beyond what was originally given, and she wants
She's welcome to take
try.
it. Gelv,
I think
I understand that you just...
No, Jules, I do not want to guess for what Axa may do. I just think she may be a person who may be a good choice for a person to put upon that station that we have, that you have.
Gelv.
Do
What?
you trust her after all we do in the coming days with the location of that station? That is the message I wanted to send to you.
And I will listen. But Gelv, you need to listen to me. On one thing, Braytech and I are agreed. Axa is her own person. And if at the end of this she wants to go back to Braytech, she will. And we will not stop her. If at the end of this she wishes to come with us, she will. And Braytech will not stop her. I know you have your opinions of him. I can see them written cleanly across your face, but at the end of the day, he is a good man, which is more than I can say for myself. So, Axa will make her own choices. Gelv. Axa will make her own choices. And neither you nor I will interfere with them. Because the last thing I'm going to do is take away anyone's choice. Do you understand?
I understand, Jules. You know that I am not a person who takes choice from another. This is a person who is better than what either of us or Braytech can give her. And
I agree. Well, I don't necessarily agree. I've barely met her. I understand what you've said. I went to bat with Braytech for what you requested, and she is with us now to test her mettle in the field and see if she can be an operative, as you have suggested she would be good at. I have trusted your opinion on this matter, and now she is here. I am not going to pretend that she died. I am not going to kidnap her. I am going to let her finish this mission. And I am going to let her decide where she wants to go, provided she has proven she can even be a part of this crew. Gelv, I trust you. We've been through some things, you and I. Axa? I trust you. Axa, I trust.
And JF, you may want to bring up your mic a little bit. You're very quiet.
I'm with you in all of these things but one, Jules. Should she choose to leave, and should she fear for herself, I would give her the protection that I can. And I hope that
Why
you
would
do.
she leave if she chose to if she feared for herself? Gelv.
Should she want to leave but fear for herself,
If she wants to leave, she can leave. The agreement has been made. I don't know how much clearer this can be made to you. You are creating conflict where it doesn't exist.
fearing conflict where it does not yet.
Look,
I hope
I know you.
that
Look, Gelv, I know you don't like Braytek. And I don't care. You can dislike him until the sun comes up and again until it sets the next day. Hate him for all I care. But he is trustworthy. If he says Axa can leave, if she wishes to, she can. He is not a threat, and I don't know how much clearer to make this to you.
I will leave this in your judgment, Jules. You are our captain, and he is a man I have little experience with, but the little I do does lean towards what you say. I just have many fears when it comes to men of means.
He wasn't always a man of means, and he's given me many reasons to trust him.
I've never been a man of means, and I hope I've given you reason to trust me.
Means or no, I trust who I trust, and I trust Braytek. The day
And
Braytek
trust-
sells me out, he has to admit he's been dealing with me. How good is that going to look for him?
When your trust is betrayed, my trust is betrayed. I will leave my trust in your hands.
Thank you, Gelv.
Keep in mind all the weight that is my trust.
I shall. Please. Go see to Axa and make sure she's settled in comfortably. We're about to jump to hyperspace.
I will. She will be more comfortable than myself for the rest of this trip.
I don't understand why that's necessary, but fine.
Never sat on ease on a new route. Oh, Jules, I'm sure you sat uneased.
Jules just looks at you.
Back out.
Yeah, looks at you with a look of just complete incomprehension. And
Yeah,
the
it's
minute
almost he's going into jargon, but as he is, he's going out.
the minute the doors close behind Gelv, Jules just looks at the ceiling and she's like, "This is why I don't travel with a crew." And then goes and pours herself a drink from her secret stash in her quarters, because of course she has one.
Because of course, any smuggler has to have a secret
Uh,
stash,
She does.
if not more than
And
one.
any smuggler plus any ship's captain has to have one.
Has to have a
There's a
secret
full mini
stash,
bar.
if
No.
not more than one.
Yeah, no,
Jules
Gelv, you
does
didn't raid my
actually
secret
find-
stash.
No. Didn't raid. You do find a small canister with a very basic G on it, and I will give you the description if you uncork it and sniff it.
No, she just looks and goes, it slams it shut, and starts typing notes to herself in her wristpad.
There's a TY at the very bottom.
Nope. Not drinking Gelv's booze stuck in her sneaker stash. No, she's pissed that he found
Gal
it.
stash. No, the
No,
question
no,
is,
it's
no,
not
asking
even-
I
for
feel like
stash
he
now.
should.
It's
I feel
not
like he
even
should've-
secret stash. It's just left somewhere.
Oh, it's on this.
out.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Okay,
just
that's what I meant.
left somewhere as he's been out.
Okay. All right. That's. I was like, because
And then forgot
honestly,
about
if Gelv had found her smuggler's like secret stash
No,
in her
no.
room, he would have had to go
Gil
over that
left
shit.
her
Okay.
like a 4-shot flask.
She just looks at it and she's like, "Okay, I retcon." She
Yeah.
finds it, just goes, puts it in a pocket, and goes and pours from her favorite bottle.
Let me know when you do drink from that because I do have flavors in mind.
I will let you know. I'm sure I will find an opportune moment for her to need to drink from that flask. For now, it's in her pocket
Also,
and will promptly be forgotten about.
we have forgotten something
Mm.
before we head into hyperspace. What's the reason we first came to Naboo from the station?
It was. I thought we were promised.
Weapons and
Oh, yeah.
a
Communications
antenna
input.
array.
We were
please,
promised the comms
tools.
array. We forgot about the weapon.
No.
Oh no, I was okay with trying to build weapons because
Yeah.
I can build.
No,
some very
before we leave the planet. Well, so wait. I'm making sense of my notes now because we were already promised a comms array, but we were told this guy Spiker is the one who can find it.
Yeah,
We still-
you're the one.
we
talked to,
gotta go
haven't
see
talked to
the
Spiker yet.
Okay, like somebody else told me, oh, we were already promised it, and I'm like, no, I thought we
Yeah.
had to talk to this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Then before we actually leave planet, we're gonna go and yeah, I'm gonna talk to this Spiker guy.
Okay. Well, you follow the coordinates to where you were told this biker guy is, and ironically or unironically, depending on who
this
you ask,
party
Uh,
or just Jules.
up to you.
Wait, what?
Gelv come
Did you
to
say?
check. I asked if this was whole party or just Jules. I think
Yeah.
Gelv was requested to come and check and make sure it was.
Gelv
good-
can definitely come. Jules is gonna give him some instructions before they leave the ship. So.
Not allowed to shoot anybody. Not allowed to mouth anybody. Can maybe give somebody a drink if they're being real good.
Those were not the instructions, but nice try. Let's get there, and then you'll get your instructions.
Well, the coordinates lead you to what ends up being what looks like a droid repair shop. There are a few half-constructed droids, a few parts up for sale. You see the man behind the counter. See as how many of you come in? Is it Jules, Nalasi, and Gelv, or
This
Jules,
is
Nalasi?
before we
Gelv is
even head in.
Yeah.
Before we even head in, Jules is going to turn to Gelv and say, "Look, I know you like to talk. I need you to keep the poetics to a minimum. I need you to not speak unless it's technical. If you're going to get us a better price. But guys like this,
I
I'm not
happily throw some very, very confusing jargon in.
that
But
I would love. But please keep the soul searching to yourself for now. It may have played with Braytech. It's not going to play here.
that man was worth throwing a little soul search too. Hopefully he looks into it.
I don't want to talk
A
about Braytech
back
anymore
alley
with you.
dealer. A back alley dealer
Gelv,
is
just do me a favor. Do me a favor and let me take the lead here, okay?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then
yeah. I'll just tell you
she'll-
when you get shanked.
she'll exactly. You're my price checker. You got it. And then she'll just walk off the ship. She's gonna keep Diz like literally hovering right here next to her head the whole time.
Okay.
Walk
2 minutes
down.
still here.
She's gonna walk down into the shop with just like her best swagger. Actually, the last thing she's gonna say to Gelb before they leave the ship is, "Look humble." And then she is gonna walk out with like the most swagger, like hips swinging, arms wide, very confident in herself, just stride up to the counter of the shop.
Gelb
And say,
looks like an organ man wearing a welding helmet.
it's literally exactly what I was looking for. Very happy about this. I just go up and say, "I'm looking for Striker. You seen him around?"
Well, you had a code word.
Yeah, there was.
I don't have it in.
first
I don't have it in
news.
my notes. What is it?
If memory serves, my droid needs parts.
Okay, looking for Striker. My droid needs parts.
Spiker, but yeah. Not Striker.
Wait, oh, sorry, Spiker. My notes do say that. That was me fucking up. Looking for Spiker. My droid needs parts.
Can
And
I
like,
get you to make a
Diz starts like kissing out a little bit over my shoulder, like looking like his gyros are off. Yes, what would you like me to do, roll?
If Gelv is in there, I'll get you both to make a perception. All of you make perception checks that are there. Do you think DX would come with you or no?
What's your perception?
0. I'll roll it just for shits and giggles. I'll have Diz roll one though. His is better than mine.
Have a
I am
+1.
also there. Wait, what was it? Perception?
Except he also rolled a fucking nat
Well,
one, so
Can I get someone to
Hey!
give me advantage on perception?
that's cool. Nalasi came and she got it.
Yeah.
We're good.
Nalasi.
I was gonna say, yeah, like yes, Nalasi can obviously come. We're not gonna be like, no, you stay on the ship.
Yeah, no, I nat 1.
Yeah. Well, in that case,
Back to what.
in that case,
Jules
neither-
is focusing on eyeballing whoever's behind the counter, so she's not looking at anything else. And Diz is focused on pretending to be broken.
Yep, and well, in that case, what else should I do this? Okay, so both Gelv and Jules don't notice as they look around the store. Well, as I said, Jules and Gelv is probably focused on the person behind the counter, while Nalasi is actually searching around the store. And Nalasi does find out that there are a few seemingly active droids that seem to be acting like they're deactivated with a natural 20. So they're acting deactivated, but they're actually not deactivated. And as soon as Julemaia asks about Spiker, Nalasi does see one of the astromech droids, a black and gold astromech droid, seems to go out the back. And the
She
person
wanders
behind the
over
counter, says, just because this is Star Wars, we'll say it's a Deveronian behind the counter.
What do they look like? Remind me.
Basically
They
a
look
tiefling.
like the Satan people. Yeah, they.
Okay.
You remember
all
the
right.
Satan guy?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Devronians,
Horns.
the male Devronians have horns. Females do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Basically the tieflings of the Star Wars, if you will.
Yeah, got you. We'll look at him again and just say, well, I'm sorry, does he answer?
He does. He just says, I don't know who this biker is, but I can help you with repairing your little companion droid there. What seems to be a problem? It seems like the gyros
Look,
may be a little bit off.
No offense to you, but my buddy Braytag told me Spiker was the best, and that's who I want to see.
Don't know anyone known Spiker.
Are you
And
sure?
just as he says that,
Can I insight?
just
Hold
as
on.
he
Wait,
says that,
let's see what he does. Let's see what he does.
Julemaia gets basically what is the equivalent of an encrypted message on her
Hmm.
wrist pad, but it's not from Gelv for once. It says, "Meet me outside."
It's like, clearly I'm in the wrong shop. I'm sorry I wasted your time. And she'll sort of nod to, like, try to, like, make eye contact with both Gelv and Nalasi and be like, and walk outside.
Was that a come
Gelv
follow me
does
or
not
Yes.
immediately walk
Okay.
outside. Gelv does do a cursory
course he
inspection of
does.
what he has for sale.
Okay. Well, mostly he has droid upgrades for sale. So, is there anything that you're looking to get in the droid upgrades? That's
Not so
probably
much
not
an
artifact
Ah.
level. They're
upgrade.
probably just standard.
I'm looking more for like scrap
Yeah.
stuff.
Would that be something like a companion trait that I could pay to permanently attach to my droid?
Yes, that's basically droid customizations. That
Okay,
if you've got
then
Astrotech tool
yeah,
So
I do.
you could have
proficiency, you
told
can
Gelv
add one of
to
these
look
to your.
out for a particular
So
thing.
I could in fact upload Diz beyond his standard level of traits that he has. Okay, give me a hot second then, because
Can
Yeah.
I tech roll to find something that is better than what Diz currently have?
Yeah. In what way?
In any way, anything that would upgrade Diz beyond what he is.
Well, I'm not sure entirely. You know exactly what's been put into Diz.
right now, well, he would know some of them. Let me like look at him real quick.
But maybe
You would know that he has.
Pro
You've
thing?
seen him. You've seen him go invisible, so you know he has the camouflage package.
Mhm,
You've seen him
That's
fly, so you know he has the aerial package.
mhm.
14
Uh,
tech to see if there's anything that can upgrade Diz.
Let me actually look. Let me
And
look at some
we'll
of
just.
the.
I think we'll just say, he has premium and standard level equipment.
Any premium that does not have that I see with the 14.
Mhm.
Let me look. Let's see. Oh, that doesn't. Okay, that's weird. Um.
I guess
Actually, like, kind of got him
set up the way you want
pretty
him set up.
solid. I've got like I'm looking to see if there's anything that I would. That's 13th level, so I can't put that on him.
missile launchers?
Yeah.
Nope. No, to be honest, no, he can't have those. He's got dark
Aw.
vision.
You also have a secondary droid in your ship, remember?
Oh, that's true. We do. I'm looking for Diz specifically right now.
Yeah. But yeah, Gelv could be looking for
So
DX maybe, or you could be looking for
Gelv
both.
is looking for an upgrade that he can get for a droid with 14 tech on the roll.
14 tech. I mean, I'm just looking at the droid customizations on the website, and basically, as
I
I
mean,
said,
the one thing that I would consider maybe purchasing is a laser cutter. And then he can cut through 1-inch thick glass at a rate of 3 inches per round.
but I
but
thought you already had a cutter.
How much does a
No, he
premium
doesn't. No, he doesn't. That's
cost?
That's
Oh,
Gelv.
actually no, I'm sorry. A range shock shot is the other thing that I would consider for him to give him a ranged attack instead of only a melee attack.
Either a premium ranged weapon or a premium laser cutter is what Gelb is looking for, because I'm assuming he's working off what Julemaia would have given him for.
I'd
these
say if we
are-
could buy a like his shock shot isn't super effective, like super damaging, but it
shocking
wouldn't be
is-
bad.
If we can get one of these two boosts, is
Yeah,
what
I mean
think.
his shock prod damage is relatively low, but having it be ranged would be mildly helpful. He's already at the highest armor class he's gonna get. We could give him a proficiency, but he's gonna
Oh,
get
yeah.
one of those again
Yeah.
soon
Well,
enough.
so we don't continue doing like what we
Yeah.
did last time, and
Yeah, let's
just
not
spend
spend
half the
forever updating
session.
Android. Yeah. But I would say those are the two things, either a laser cutter or the range shock shot are the two things I would consider looking for
and I've
this.
got to try and figure out what the cash that they cost. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
that-
Find
just
either
put it in our chat, and we'll see what goes from there. But yes, after you do your shopping, you go outside, and what do you do?
Well,
Look
sure.
around.
found anything, because if I found one of the two things, I would have taken it back to install it.
Have to do that on the ship, we'll say. So
Yeah,
Well,
that's
do it
what
in
I'm
your-
saying. Do I find one of the two things?
what were the one or two things? The laser.
The shock shot or the laser?
Yeah.
If I do, roll a d2 to tell me which I found.
You probably find both, but they're probably just your standard level versions. They're not like level 4 stuff.
They're
But he
not-
doesn't have any of those, so.
Yeah.
There we go. I just stuck him in our Discord chat for you.
What's the price on them for them? Or
Well, I'll have to think about that. So we'll
That's
do
why
that.
that's why we were putting them in chat, so we could decide that later, and then we can decide.
Yeah.
We can decide retroactively if we bought them,
Yeah, exactly. So
but for
just
now we're gonna leave.
just put your
And
shopping
these-
list in the Discord chat.
yeah,
I just put it.
was-
I put it in there. I just put it in there.
Okay, so
And you
Yeah.
can let me know, because I don't think it's going to matter in this session. Let me know between this session and next how much they cost, and I'll let you know if I bought them
yep, we'll do.
via Gelv, who stopped to look.
If it's
Because I imagine Gelv would.
15,000 credits, we have bought them,
Okay.
and I'm going back to install them.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, Diz is still with me, but unless you're going to buy him for DX, and that's different. But once again, if there was something you wanted to buy for DX, just look it up and tell Red post session, and we'll see.
Hmm.
Because you also definitely could have messaged Julemaia, "Hey, I need money to buy this for DX," and she would have just sent it to you from her wristband.
Yeah, this is Gelb looking for the things that Jules would have wanted for Diz.
For Diz.
And,
Okay.
like, I'm gonna take this back and set it up so that I can
Oh, okay.
do it, and then
Cool.
I'm gonna come back and meet with you and Striker, or would have
Spiker.
stayed with you to meet
Spiker.
with Spiker.
Yeah, I assume
Spiker.
you would stay, and then we deal with
To meet with
installs later.
Spiker and
Yeah.
then buy and
So-
install. Yeah.
So when we step outside, I step outside and then just kind of like casually lean against the wall, look around, and respond to the message and say, "I'm outside, where are you?"
Okay. Wait a bit, but
I'm doing
Well-
the totally like casual, like lean back, 1 foot up against the wall thing.
yep, but
Well,
Nalasi did see somebody go out the back, so will she
Yep.
bring out that? That's the question.
That's the thing, she has to. I will look to the other say our contact said he was outside.
I did
Alright,
see a
alright,
droid
alright.
leave.
Which way
There
did
was
he
a
go?
was that out the back?
Yep. There was like a side door that goes into the alley beside the shop that they all went in.
There's an alley next to the shop. I saw a black and gold astromech droid go out that way, so we should probably go to that alley.
Do I see an entrance to the alley from where we are, or do we have to go back into the shop to get there?
I mean, it's basically probably just a chain link fence. There's no
There's a
barbed wire
gate?
over the top, so if you can either want to go through it through the door in the alleyway, or if you want to jump over it, up to you.
Parkour.
Yeah, Jules will 100% jump the fence.
Wait.
Wait.
Gelv will
Totally
adjust
in.
his dispenser and switch it to acid and very finely just go through a bunch of links and cut
I
out.
don't want to. I didn't want to destroy their security. Jesus. Okay. Fine.
No. Not like cutting out a whole
A hand slide hole so you can unlock from the outside.
one side so that you can pull it open and put it back behind you, and it's just a bunch of distorted links.
You still destroyed their security, but I mean, okay.
Yeah.
I'm technically dark side aligned, but I'm trying to be good by my people. Jesus. All right, fine.
So if
I'm
Jules,
gonna
nothing's gonna stop Jules from jumping the fence.
I'm gonna say that Jules hops the fence, and
So,
then
yeah,
Gil
make it
does this for
action-based.
himself in Nalasi.
Yeah.
I'll make
Mhm.
acrobatics.
I'm gonna do the same.
Okay. Well, Nalasi
23.
gonna jump because. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Nalasi, good at jumping. Famous last words before I roll
Because
it.
bunny.
Oh no, still did decently well.
As I said, it's not that difficult to jump over a chain link fence.
And then Gil slices his way through, and
Very
Jules
gently.
just
like-
I only open as many links as it needs for me to fit myself through, like sideways.
Yeah.
Cut to Gelv, who's just openly vandalizing something.
Yeah.
Jules just looks at him and
Can I? Well,
Shakes
seeing as I
her
want to make a
head.
roll, Gelv, you want to do a sleight of hand?
Oh yeah, I'm great at
to
that.
make sure no one cuss. Yeah, I'm hugging the wall as soon as I see what he's doing because I don't want to be implicated in this shit. Oh god,
Hands on
Oh
hip.
no,
that's a
rolled
D12.
That was a
D12.
D12.
it's a 12. Okay.
Hands on hips, just tapping the
That's
foot.
13.
13. It's just enough to be mostly hidden about what you're doing. But
Yeah, I don't necessarily go through. I'm the Orkin man spraying for pests.
yeah, people are going by. They do see you, and they're just like, "Huh." Here goes again.
If they
That's the
get too
third time this week.
questioning, I just kind of like turn towards them with the casually spraying mist of acid.
Yeah.
I'll
They-
continue
they
towards
be-
the backyard. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, basically, probably all the people are like, well, that's the third time this week.
I will continue down the alley like I belong there,
And at the
looking
end
for
of
this black and gold astromech that Nalasi described to me.
as I said, at the end of the alley, you do see that black and gold astromech droid, and and I'll see if I can actually find a token for you, so you can actually look at something.
Oh, wait.
Up
Oh, wait.
rolling.
Well, I mean, we're still on the ship.
Yeah, I
so-
know.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need a
Right.
token.
Maybe.
That's
We'll
not
see.
all.
But I'll just
So
walk
the
straight forward towards him and say, "Biker, I presume."
Okay. The astromech droid does beep at you, like all astromech droids do, but he sees the other. Well, actually, I'll have the other two roll a stealth if they want to hide, or you are approaching
Uh,
openly.
I'm not hiding. I'm still back at the thing. The D20 I rolled was an intelligence for +4 to see how much I could fuck up this fence so that it's easy for people to get through coming back out if they have to rush. But from every, I'll roll a stealth to see how I do on pulling out everything else.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wait for that roll to see what I
Uh,
do next.
13. So I'm just kind of like casually just spraying whatever this is, this mist, all over this fence.
So you're not
Okay.
actually coming down the alley just yet. You're hanging out
No,
with the street
I'm
people.
not coming down the. I'm not coming down the alley right now. I'm spraying out this fortified fence, and looking like I'm fumigating like the last 15 feet of this area, and in the
I
process,
love this.
dealing a
I love
shitload of acid to this fence.
I love Space Orkin, man. This is great.
Okay, so and then what
I
was
have
the
a
last
current-
stealth?
clipboard.
I'm currently in season 5 of Breaking Bad, so I'm loving this shit. It's great.
I have a clipboard, and it looks like I'm doing something.
hmm
Okay, so what was Nalasi's stealth?
I haven't rolled it yet. I'm deciding if I should, because like the
Or you could just come with me. You don't have to hide.
yeah, I don't see a reason to because I know the astromech would have seen me anyways. So
I didn't see you go in
Nalasi
the
is
backyard.
I have a 14 to undermining that fence and a 13
I-
at stealth.
because I know that the astromech. It's not like I was hiding my presence walking into the shop. The shop probably has cameras or some sort of surveillance. I noticed that that some of the droids were active, so I don't see a reason that she would hide herself.
Okay, so in that case, so you're not hiding yourself. I'll get you all to make an investigation check just to see if there's anything else in this alleyway that you notice.
Shite.
24.
13.
Well, it's accurate that Jules probably is the first one to see it, because as she approaches the droid with that 24, which is over 20, which was the DC that I was looking for, she notices the serial number on the droid itself, and it's SPKR.
Speaker. Interesting. Spiker.
Say it.
Spiker.
Spiker, speaker.
It took me a second. Then I'm like, oh wait, like, because my brain kept thinking Striker was the name we were
Yeah.
looking for. That's why. I'm like, oh yeah, Spiker.
And
Diz. And Diz just flies over from her shoulder, no longer pretending to be injured. It was like, Diz, I think I might need you to translate if he doesn't want to speak Galactic Common or Galactic Basic.
And just as you say that, you see the astromech droid do the thing that I know droids can do and activate the holo emitter. And as he does, you see a holo projection of what looks very similar to like a mirrored version of you, Julemaia.
Alright, that's a little weird.
And then you hear a voice come from the holo. And again, it seems like it's a mirror of your voice. And it says, "What can I help you with?"
I'm looking for a communications array. For I'm gonna rattle off whatever class my space station is that I, as a player, don't know. For space station. Can you help me with that? I was told you could.
Communications arrays are quite common. I'm assuming you're not looking for the standard communications array. Maybe even a communications jammer.
Depends on what you have on offer. What do you have?
I have nothing on me at the moment. But there are.
Obviously not, but what do you have available for purchase?
But if you're looking for a communications antenna, there is a high-grade one on a downed Star Destroyer not far from here. You may just have to get it yourself.
Communications antenna from a down Star Destroyer. Would that have access to Imperial channel?
It may, but there are apparently squatters there, and the squatters have taken control of the anti-air, so you may have to fight your way to it.
Is that the highest quality array you know of available nearby?
The highest quality that is nearby, yes.
And Nalasi just goes, yeah, when it comes to spying on people, the the Imperials are really good at it.
This I know. So it sounds like a
Great.
prize. Can you tell me anything about these squatters?
The people currently inhabiting the Star Destroyer are people that don't have enough cash for homes. They are very destitute, but they are also, from what I understand, previous workers of the Imperial Legion. They now don't have their job because of the.
So they're survivors of the crash, is what you're saying.
Yes, most likely, or people that have been kicked out of the Imperial Legion.
Do you think they'd be willing to part with that array for a fee?
I highly doubt it.
Well, that is unfortunate. Nothing else nearby that could be easily purchased?
Purchasing communication antennas for the standard rate are very easy. But if you want a station that is a little bit more advanced than it was when it first was constructed, well, you need something a little bit more advanced. And I'm assuming that's why you came to me.
That's why I did. Thank you, Striker. I'll tell Breakdown you
Striker.
did right by me. And I will head back down the alley, and even though Gelv has cut through it, I'm gonna vault the fence again.
Before leaving,
I would not.
Now I'm a Dexy fucking Twi'lek. I'm vaulting that fence.
before leaving,
I would say roll a dex check against my DC.
I'm sorry, can the DM rule that, please?
I have been undermining this with acid for the last however
You've been
long.
undermining the chain link, not the framework that holds it up.
I have been fumigating.
Red,
We'll
You
make
know
it a contested roll. How about that?
Oh my god.
She has advantage.
Yeah.
Dex versus Insight.
17.
I will
Insight?
Insight to see how well I undermined it.
So very confused.
You pass. My insight is total 11
There
there.
you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
but for that, I think for a bit of fun, as soon as
There's a
Julemaia
chunk
vaults
of
over, just like
big
in old cartoons, it just crumbles right out behind.
God damn it, Gelv.
Before leaving, Nalasi looks
Hey,
to
hey.
Spiker.
Trandoshan bed bugs are a fucking menace.
What part of
They're
stealth
immune to
did you?
poison.
What part of
Did
stealth did you
anyone
not
question
understand?
me? You just
I thought you
continue
were making.
spraying.
I thought you were making a
Making a
path. I
scene.
didn't think you were destroying the entire thing. Gelv, we need to talk about your tactics. And then just walking away.
He takes a moment, he pulls up his clipboard, and he checks off a thing and writes another thing that is just gibberish on the second line, and tucks it away and, like, takes off his welding mask kind of deal and puts on the, like, high-vis hard hat and starts falling behind Jules.
Yeah, and Nalasi, what was you doing with
Jules
Spiker?
is just like, I asked for stealth and this is what I got. God damn it.
All I got was this lousy shirt.
It's stealth. It's obvious stealth, but it's
All I
stealth.
got was this this fence melter in a helmet. God damn it.
Yep. Nalasi looks at Spiker and says, I'm interested in buying a couple of weapons. Do you have any?
I can tell you where to find them. What weapons are you looking for?
An energy bow and a couple of I forget what they're called. They're that flexible stick, the Gungan
Cesta.
weapon, the Cesta. Yeah.
The Cesta is a Gungan weapon. They're not far out of the main square. Should be on the way to the Star Destroyer that your party seems to be going for. As for the energy bow, I think you may be able to find one in one of the local shops around here.
Oh, okay.
There is a traditional bow group that you may be able to get in contact with.
Okay.
Shall I send the information over to you?
Yeah. Yes, actually. She looks
And
at her wristpad.
a few moments later, you do see basically a web page of the local bow group. We'll say, you know what I mean. You know
It's
how
a
you have
90s
the
webpage. That's
yeah.
I wanted to offer Jules's help in bargaining for one, and then I'm like, oh wait, I am not a charisma-based character. But if you need someone to help you steal one, I'm here for you.
So Jules does have a moment as she's coming to vault over the fence that Gel's like, no, with one hand, but can't say anything because of what he's doing. And when she crumples the fence and lands next to him, he's like, I could have just pulled the side away and let it bounce back, and it would have been all springy and last for like a month or two before it dissolved.
You didn't need to dissolve it in the first place. That's the point. Leave no trace. Don't get me wrong. I
Trace? You're
appreciate.
just gonna remember somebody coming in for Trandoshan bedbugs.
Yes, and the fence is gone. Gelv, if you weren't coming through that way, we didn't need the entrance. Or the exit. Look,
Keeping people away.
you
I
could kept them
imagine-
away and sprayed water.
I imagine
I mean,
you guys
I
are
could have,
walking off.
but as we're walking off, like
What's
10
done
Arguing
is
like
done.
you're an old couple.
there's a little as some stone falls away.
Imagine
And,
Nalasi
But
turns
I
the
was
corner and is
wearing
like,
a mask.
And Jules
wearing
just shakes her head, and Jules just shakes her head. She's like, "What's done is done, but we need to have some discussions about what exactly constitutes stealth."
They never knew what I was or who I was. That's
But you
stealthy, right?
God damn it, Gelf, you left a trace, and that's what matters. Just fuck. We're just gonna go.
Is there really a
And just
trace
walk.
that
No,
lets
she just
everything
walks
it
away.
touches?
She's literally not listening to a word you say. She is walking away from you.
Nalasi just looks
You
at the
don't
crumpled
get to get the
pens.
last word and everything. God damn it, JF. I'm sorry.
He is shelving his like mask and his ventilator and everything and tucking away like the half of his EVA suit that he was wearing for this and just giggling to himself watching Jules have a moment.
Who is this fucking agent of chaos I let on my crew? God damn it.
Chaotic
Ugh.
good.
What the hell happened to the fence?
Chaotic good meets neutral evil with our neutral dark. What the fuck? Ugh.
Technically I'm chaotic neutral, but my character's not.
Just don't be chaotic stupid, buddy. That's all I ask. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm heading off towards in the direction of the Star Destroyer, and like I'm looking for a speeder to rent to get out there because I'm assuming it's outside city limits, unless until Nalasi, I'm assuming catches up, tell me what she also knows. But
Well, I mean, you have the battle pass. Do you want to go back to
Also,
ship?
well, the battle
you
bus is back on the
literally
ship, but
have
I
an
also
armored speeder on the ship.
Yeah, and you've also got the shooting.
I forgot we had the speeder on the ship. I forgot about the speeder.
Gelv has
I
an
knew we had the-
up-armored underwater
the bat-
capable speeder on the
like
ship.
but also like Jules is kind of like those are mission specialized devices that she doesn't want to risk losing just to speed out to a fucking cruiser full of refugees that she might be able to talk to.
And if we pay the extra
Oh,
insurance, we can
well,
totally
well,
trash the speeders.
Absolutely throw that speeder for Jules because Gelb bought that speeder from a scrap dealer and fixed it. He can do that again and again and again.
That's fine. He could discuss that with her on the way, but I want to know if Nalasi is gonna share what she learned about the weapons.
Yeah. He comes up and after going, what the hell happened to the fence? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. I don't want.
Don't
So
ask.
I talked to Spiker. We can get those weapons on the way to where the Star Destroyer is.
Oh, God, I got really one-tracked on the communications array. Yes, the weapons. What did he say?
Well, they said that they're not too far out of town. But yeah, basically on the exact same path we're heading towards to get to where the Star Destroyer is. So
Alright then. Then I'm definitely
our,
not showing up on a well-equipped ride because then they'll know how much money we have.
Yeah, you can show up on my shitty ass bike that rides way faster than it should and takes more shots than it should. But real quick, question. Communications array from a Star Destroyer, a downed Star Destroyer?
Yes.
Do we not feel like Imperials could maybe track the call sign of one of their fucking biggest vessels?
Gelb, are you
I mean-
telling me you can't reprogram that?
yeah, why? Like
I
why
can
you're here.
try, but that's a tall fucking order.
I mean, the
I really
entire mission
don't
is a
think
tall
it
order.
That's like a boot up and a Braxis backside and trying to take 16 ounces
Gelv,
Your finest fizzy.
it's wires. It's
It
wires
is
changed from one terminal
much
to another.
more than wires.
If
I'm-
you don't want to do it, I'll have Diz do it. The question is,
I'm willing to try.
are you
but
up?
I'm
Do you
more,
want the challenge or not? This is what we were given. I asked. This is what we were given. If we want the best, this is the best.
It's your ship and your station, Jules. If this is what you want, I will make my best attempt. I would hope that you have Diz coming to cover my ass because I'm not so much an electrical engineer as I am a chemical engineer.
Well, then I
make
can
things
have Diz
do
fix it up, and you assist. Out of game, what is your tech mod?
I am a biochem. My tech is +7.
Yeah, Diz's is +10. So,
And you also
So-
have
so
X, remember?
DX probably has
and
better
so
tech
I
than
I look at
you.
Gelv and I say, well then, I'll have Diz wire it, and you can assist. But the bottom line is, it's there, and it's free.
My
So-
biggest concern is whether or not we get it wired properly the first turn. We disconnect it from anything that might trace back to us.
My biggest concern is the Imperial refugee is hanging out on that ship. But you know what? I just had an idea. Yeah,
Why does that worry me?
Nalasi,
Oh.
let's go. Let's
Oh.
go find.
We have a
Nalasi.
shuttle back there.
Oh my
at-
God! Let me
Don't
talk.
we?
Nalasi,
Sorry. Go.
let's find these arms dealers of yours, and I want to find these arms dealers. Like, can we jump to that, please?
We can jump to a pass and pass it and say that you go right past it. You, as in, you go
Well, I
there.
want to ask them for more than just the weapons. So that's why
As I
wanted
said,
to
you
get
can-
there.
That can go on your shopping list. That we can do.
Well,
after.
no, it's not an after. It's for this mission. I want to talk to the arms dealers and see if I can get Imperial uniforms for all of us.
Okay.
How are we going to put a 3.5-foot bunny in an Imperial uniform?
Dude, it was an empire.
Empire voting.
There were
humans.
officers from every planet, like from everywhere.
No, only
They
Not-
had to have
Not
them.
really. Not really.
Imperials were only humans.
Yeah. Officers were the only exception was Thrawn. Thrawn was the only non-human
Jago
officer.
is not human and he's an Imperial.
No, he's not.
Wait, what the fuck? You just said you
Jago
joined the
isn't.
Imperials.
Jago's not Imperial.
Not
Braytak
Jago,
is-
sorry, not Jago. Braytak. Braytak is not. Sorry, I keep doing that. Braytak is
Yes.
not a human and he's an Imperial.
No. But that was before Braytek came in. Before Braytek
Alright.
came in, it was only humans. So
Yeah.
No, there are definitely Imperial officers that are other than human.
Thrawn
There
was the only
definitely
one that
are.
wasn't.
yeah.
And Thrawn went missing.
Well, also, this is.
Yeah. But
damn
the
it.
thing is, most creatures are humanoid, so getting one for Julemaia, that would be easy. Getting one for Gelv, that would be easy. Getting one for Nalasi, that may prove difficult because
Alright, fine.
there are not like
Tiny.
3 feet tall humans
Nalasi
that
can
very
have
much.
Gelv's. Gelv's just gonna stick with Space
Alright,
Organ.
then hold on. Back it up. Back it up then. Then I want an Imperial uniform for Gelv.
Okay.
Specifically.
Yeah, getting one
I
for
want
Gelv
an
would be easy.
One Imperial uniform for the human.
Mm-hmm. As I said, you
And,
could get an Imperial uniform that would fit Julemaia because
Nah,
humanoid.
I didn't know if she could not possibly be an Imperial, then I don't want one for her. I only want a believable Imperial uniform, so I want for Gelv.
Yeah.
And so then I'm gonna get Gelv an Imperial uniform, and I'm gonna say, all right, oh, God, all right, look, friend, Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna walk up to that ship. And we are your
Give me half a second. to find the last-
hold on. Just let me finish. We are your let me
what?
fucking act. Let me act for a second, Jesus. We are
Please
your indentured servants. And you are here as a remnant of the Imperial military to retrieve this communications array so that the Empire may rise again. And that is what we are here for. That is what we will do. That is how we will get it out. Quietly. Without it being reported to anyone.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
I hate
always.
it. I hate it.
feel like that is a
But-
solid idea. I
I-
think the better idea is we were contracted by the Empire to remove an infestation of Geonosians.
On this planet, really.
Contractors do not have a uniform, and well, you have seen my success at walking around in a uniform with clipboard and looking official. You know the effect that has.
Geonosins really on this planet. Couldn't it
On
just be
Naboo?
something as simple as
Colonizing insects that like warm and humid climates? Oh yes, they would love to come to Naboo.
you know what? Fine. Fine.
I would rather
If this
have
is the
a
story that you think will work, then that is the story we'll go with. I give you my trust, Gelv.
I am terrified by you giving me your trust, Jules.
That's what you wanted, and now you have it. Let's see what you do with it. Let's go.
Well, friends, I suppose we are going in to eradicate an infestation of Geonosians in Naboo.
Or an infestation of Imperials. Let's hope it goes neither way and we just get our array and get out.
They both angsty bugs, let's be honest. They both got shells.
And as you all approach the Star Destroyer, I think I'm going to have to call it a night because
Please.
I think we
please,
probably should
please.
have a dungeon map for this as you go through a
Dungeon
large
map
ship.
group chat that is not me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll go around the circle and say our goodbyes, and then we'll call it a night, I think. So,
Alright.
which way should we do it? Why don't
However
we
you
do-
want.
Let's do it in Zoom order again, because that's always changed it up. So, keeps people guessing. So, right next to me on my Zoom window, we have you, Sarah. Where can people find you?
Hello. I am Sarah. You can find me on the interwebs at Lovely Llama on Instagram, where I'm gonna try to post something before I go to Italy, and then I'll try to post from Italy because yay! And also on Reddit at Lovely Llama with 2 L's in Lovely. here on our Discord and a couple of the Discords, here on Slices and Dices most Fridays and many Thursdays. And yeah, that's where I am.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll move to the next person on my Zoom list. Then that would be Matt, who's currently hosting it. Hi, Matt. Thank you for hosting this for us. Of us just talking all session and basically doing no combat, which is always a fun thing to do.
Way easier.
Yeah. And then we'll move on to Jane, or Miss Deadeye, playing Nalasi. Where can people find you?
Hi, you can find me on our Discord as Miss Deadite. You can also find me on Twitter, I think under the same name. Or I think I go by Jane Doe. I don't know. I don't check Twitter very often. It's kind of a hellscape. Other than that, you can also find me on Instagram as well. I post pictures of sometimes my dog. Most of the time it's cars. And not full-size cars, just Hot Wheels. Weird habit of mine, and that's about it. So, thank you for tuning in.
And next on the, or last on the list is JF, playing Gelv, the shit story for today's session. Where can people find you?
On our Discord, on the Mate to Pay Discord. Apologizing to the rest of our players because I'm kind of a mood tonight because the way my throat is and the way my brain is just
Slightly sloshed JF. We know what happens.
A little bit that got out a little bit more than well, Sarah has seen me play a character before. I'm kind of dumb with stuff. I tried to lean more into roleplay tonight, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed the roleplay.
Yeah, Gelv shit stirring Jules.
I need no one to shut up.
Yeah, we'll just call Gelv the new shit stirrer.
Has a good night, and I hope you all go take a look at these two very delightful ladies and this very terrifying man who is leading the rest of us, and avoid me. I'm a mess. I'm chaos incarnate.
Quite literally. He is the chaotic presence that we all need.
Oh my god.
None of us want. And then of course.
And Red, who are you?
It will DM me, Red.
And then there's me, the one that tries to contain the chaos. Because I'm a bit of a masochist. Because.
I mean, you have to be a DM. Let's get real.
That is somewhat true, yes. But that being said, you can find me around the internet. I play games most of the day when I'm not working. And you'll most likely find me on our Discord, where I'm trying to talk to people, try and make up some games because I've been hit with a DM bug, unfortunately. And now I just need to DM more games. Because that's what happens. And so I'm thinking about bringing back the Mass Effect 5e game that we had, that I found out even before we started our Ravenloft campaign. That's when the last episode went up, so that's saying something.
So, Red, take a look at Bunkers and Badasses.
Yes.
So much fun. I'm looking forward to running a test game before other people run a game in my home life.
Yeah. Oh, you probably will. That may be on the roster in the future. Just gotta find, of course, the GMs, because there are a few games that I want to try out, but too much writing. So Bunkers and Badasses, the Halo RPG, I want to try and get into games of, but yeah.
Without jamming.
Yeah. But anyway.
I have a question. Where else can we, what other games can we find you and Sarah in there, Red?
No. We can find Sarah and me in our fortnightly Ravenloft campaign, except for next week when Sarah is.
Because I'm gonna be in Italy. Sorry, because.
Yes. but we are half planning on maybe doing a one shot. So
Yeah, they're gonna play something else. They're gonna do something fun next week while I'm gone.
yeah,
You can find me here in Ravenloft, in Call of Cthulhu, in Alien RPG, which is coming back soon, with Heart of Darkness. It's all the scientists at the Gilgad Institute finding out what was going on behind the scenes of our Colonial Marine campaign. Everything the Marines didn't know and wish they did. It's going to be awesome. I will be running Vason at some point. I don't have a start date, probably in August. Miss Deadite has agreed to be one of my players. I'm still looking for more. If you're in our Discord, you're interested, hit me up. I'll be reaching out to some people I know. I feel like I play other games on this channel, but I can't remember what they are right
and then
now. 'cause I
I'll
play a
write our
lot of
partner channel.
games. And yes, Mates of Fate is back up, so hopefully soon we'll be back with Songs of Creation and Kids on Bikes. Yeah.
Well, I think they were
I
doing
am here on
Breath
the
of Cauldron
internet for your
yesterday.
viewing pleasure.
A very quick, we wish you all safe travels and pleasant returns and
Oh,
just
thank
great
you.
time.
Yeah.
I get to see my
Please.
husband, who's been out of the country since June 8th. So, like, get to reunite with my hubs in Italy. It's going to be awesome.
Nice.
About a month later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder and all that jazz.
But I think that's all the games that we have on the roster. Yeah, Aliens is coming back. Is there any other games that are on the roster, Mr. Muted Matt? Nope. Okay then. So
Vaguely a Crash Pandas something on the horizon at some point.
Somewhere down the line.
Somewhere down the line.
But I
I
think we
don't
can
know
probably
who and
draw
what
this to a
and where it
close.
is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as we say here on Star Wars 5e, I'm a Mog. I'm my own best friend.
Take care of yourself and don't forget to take care of each other. God damn it.